Well. Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome back to the True Crime Cafe. I am, of course, the Dago. It's great to be back with you guys again today. First and foremost, I wanted to say thank you to everybody that came out and supported me last night. Um, God bless every single one of you guys. I just wanted you to understand the appreciation I have for everybody that comes to this community, that supports this community, that supports me. I don't even have words, guys. It just doesn't, I can't express it enough. So I'm grateful, beyond grateful, and thankful to each and every one of you that are here now and that were here then and that have always been here. So thank you again. Today, guys, I know you guys have noticed there's a lot of new things, a few new things going on in the Sebastian Rogers missing case. There's not a lot of new info, but there's some new additions to the scenario, and I've got my thoughts on it. And I kind of wanted to hear everybody else's thoughts on it and talk about those types of things with what's going on now. Is it going to improve the case? Is it going to bring the possibility of Sebastian being found or coming home, or is it going to make it worse? And that's kind of what we're talking about today. It's just a conversation about that scenario. And I'm just curious to hear what everybody else has to say. So once again, thank you for joining me today. I hope you're having a great day. Please, guys, share this out if you will throughout your social media accounts. Anybody you think would want to be in this conversation. And if you can, please hit that like button so we can get this into the algorithm and everybody else can see it as well. I really appreciate that. And that being said, let's get this show on the road. Here we go. All right. Welcome back, everybody. It is September 7th, 2024. The month is moving right along, and here we are on Saturday. I lost a day yesterday. Completely forgot where I was. As crazy it is. I was supposed to do Paranormal Friday yesterday. I didn't get a chance to do it. I didn't get a chance to put my stuff together because of what had been going on throughout the week. So my apologies, but I will bring that to you tomorrow on Sunday. I will jump in here when I normally don't, just so I can catch that up, because I like to do that for everybody that looks forward to it. So I will be doing that tomorrow. And we're going to talk today. We're going to open discussion about what the new additions to the Sebastian Rogers case, and what is it good? Is it bad? Is it what's going on? That's kind of where I wanted to be with this, and just have a conversation openly about what we all think and feel about the situation. So welcome, everybody. I appreciate you being here today. And come on in and get yourself a place to be. Get yourself comfortable. Please, if you will, share this out, guys. That is so very, very, very important if you can. And of course, if you will, please hit that like button. I really do appreciate that so very much. If you can, if you will, after the show, please leave a comment. YouTube likes to see that, and so do I. And don't worry, you're not going to hurt my feelings, as you all have seen, I'm sure. there's so many people that try and they just can't seem to do it. So it's okay. But please hit the like button, guys. We got 55 beautiful peeps in here with 27 likes. Come on, y'all. We can make that better and make it match. Let me see here. So. It looks like we have Morgan Betty in the house. Miss Sherry Wisdom Speaks. Welcome back. Choppa. Good to see you. Good to have you here today. Thank you for joining us. Green Eyed PI in the house. And oh my goodness, already $2 super sticker. Thank you so much, Green Eyed. You know we appreciate you and love having you in this community. So thank you so much for that. Let's see here. Crazy Linda's in the house. Welcome back to you. What is true? That's a good question. And thank you for joining us today. I appreciate you very much. Ange Carter, great to see you. Hey. Victoria and Angel and Kana. Welcome back, Miss Victoria. Good to see you. Let's see. Groot's in the house. Welcome back, Groot. Good to have you here. Aaron B. How it be? Good to see you, my brother. Good to have you. Miss Christy, hello and welcome. Jeffrey. I'm going to have Jeffrey join me today if he thinks he would like to get his input on some things. We'll see what happens. Terry Martin, welcome back there. Good to see you. Miss Siggy, hello. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Cali Cat 1069. Hello, welcome to you. See some couple new faces in here. Teresa S, hello and welcome. Great to have you here. Danny P, hello, welcome. I'm not familiar with you, but welcome. Miss Steph, not that Steph. Don't side eye me, Blankenship. Hey to you. Good to see you today, and great to have you here. The Mischief, Misfit Pariah's in the house. Welcome back to you. Great to see you. As always, Leslie and Billy, welcome to you. God bless and good to have you here. Always a pleasure to see you. Mom is in the house. Mind of Monsters. I don't know, Mom. If you're not busy, I threw you a link over there if you're interested. I always enjoy having you here with me. But you are welcome. If not, no worries. It's great to see you. Thank you for joining us today. Let me see here. Come on in, everybody, and get comfortable if you will. You are appreciated. Come on. I'm going to give it just a few minutes to grab everybody we can in here. No worries, Mom. You take your time, please. Oops, I knew I forgot something. Hold on a minute, guys. Always forgetting something. It's crazy. Give me 1 second here. All right. Let's see. Well, that's okay, Chopper. I have plenty of room for anybody. Miss Kendra, hello and welcome back. Good to see you today. Moni in the middle. Where's she at? She's in the middle. And she's right here with us. Thank you for joining us, Moni, and thank you for that. I appreciate that. Or I'm sorry, Kendra. Thank you for that statement there. And again, it's good to see you, Moni. It's great to have you here, Kendra. You are so very much appreciated. And drama is drama, everyone. We all know that. And hopefully, as I always have tried to do, we can avoid it as much as we can. Oh boy, Chopper. Well, hey, that's okay. What is true? That is true. Mom is a beautiful soul, 100%. Well, thank you, Mark and Brady. 33 likes for 75 in here. Come on, guys. Let's make something happen with this. If we can, let's get it out there. I appreciate you all joining us today. Again, I want to reiterate how much I appreciated the support that I had yesterday. and how many of you I saw in here supporting me. That was amazing. It's an amazing feeling, and I really do appreciate each and every single one of you more than you guys know. I promise I do, as I always have. So thank you again for that. I bet it does, Chopper. I bet it does. Chopper couldn't hold it in anymore. That's facts. All right, all right. Let's see what else everybody's doing. Ange Carter, hey, hey. Oh, I just spoke up on about all the stuff going on around me about me, and that's all it was. Nothing extra special. Come on in, everybody. Arctic Box, my brother. Good to see you, sir. Thank you for joining me. Do appreciate you as always. And I will also. Where is he? There he is. Kablang. There we go. All right. Uh-oh. Something got on my monitor. Give me a second here. Clean this crap off of here. Good afternoon, my friend. How are you today?
What is up?
What is happening, brother? How are you?
Hanging in there.
About all you can do these days.
Another day, another 50 cent.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. So I've had a couple people that emailed me and left some messages in the phone number, like voicemail, I guess you call it. And it was more like a text message, actually, but asking my thoughts on this. Literally, there was almost the same question, 3 different people asking, what do you think of this with dog and this and that and everything else? And I said, you know what? I think that'd be a good show to talk about what the community's thoughts are on what's going on with this. There's obviously nothing new that we've seen or heard about Sebastian himself.
No.
Just give him a chance to, of course, say his name again one more time, show his face one more time. But I'm actually curious. It brought to my psyche every time. It never fails. Never fails. Um, what people's thoughts were about this scenario with Dog joining, Nick being a part of this, what they're saying, how it's been. And I said, you know, I think we should all talk about it. Just out of curiosity was my thought. So that's why we're doing this today. So Mom, I think Mom's going to be joining us too. Go ahead, bud.
Personally, I think Dog's doing this just to be relevant again. You know, I've got major issues with Nick the Hat because of his past history with fraud and whatnot.
Right.
Um, I Dog has inserted himself into cases. He says he's going to bring results. He doesn't bring results. Look at the Gabby Petito. He went hunting Brian Laundrie and all that. He didn't bring any results or anything with that case. I mean, there's a lot of people that like him. I personally think he's washed up. I think he's too old. I mean, the man's a felon. He can't even carry a gun. So, I mean, that's just my point of view on it.
And I respect that 100%. I do. I gotta say, and we'll get more into this stuff. See, a lot of the stuff I followed Nick and I worked with Nick a couple of times. Danilo Cavalcante. I had no idea about Nick's past or anything like that. I just saw him via Twitter and spoke to him a couple of times and said, I think you're doing good with what you're doing for Danilo's case and all that. And then after that, we moved forward with Josh and all that. But I'd never heard that. And then once you mentioned that to me, a couple other people said something. I said, wow, okay. So as far as
And
dog goes,
no one's even heard of this at night agency
no.
before now.
Well,
I mean, it just pops up out of the
yeah,
blue. And
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 that,
and for Nick to be sitting there, oh, we've got the best lawyers, and we've got FBI agents, we've got members of every alphabet and agency out there, blah blah blah. The kicker was when he says, "Well, we've got someone that was related to the body language expert in the Kennedy assassination." Okay, so you've got a relative of the
what does that mean?
person that.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
right.
I mean, like, so what? You
It's a
know?
relative. I have a relative that's used to be a professional, very popular professional boxer. That don't mean I can box. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, some of that don't make no sense to me. Good point. That's a good point. Like, so we have a relative of somebody that worked for the Kennedys.
Well,
Okay.
no, the body language expert in the Kennedy assassination or whatever. Either way, I mean, look, if you're having to pull so deep into your bowels that you have to bring up relatives of people that worked on the Kennedy assassination, then you got some issues. You have no credibility, dude.
That's kind of. I'm right next to you on that one, brother. I gotta say that is a little weak. That's definitely a little weak. Um, yeah, the chopper made a good point right here. Nick is not working for the FBI. Come on, the FBI won't trash the reputations bringing this fool. But they're not going to reach out to a YouTuber. There's a thing I gotta say. They're not gonna.
No,
At least I hope not. And if that's the case, then we're in trouble, folks.
well, and Nick claiming he has the support of the TBI. Yeah, I'm sure the TBI supports you injecting people with drugs and that aren't. No, they would never be on board with that shit. Now, come on.
I mean, that's insane. And who where are we at here? Let me find it real quick. Steve, SF Investigates, posted something on Twitter a while back, just a couple days ago, I believe. And I'm behind on some things, you guys. I'm sorry. Welcome, Doc Holiday, Miss Taylor. Good to see you all here. Thank you for joining us. I'm behind because of the crap I've been trying to deal with for the past week. So that's my fault. But at the same time, I gotta say, let me see here real quick. I kind of fell in with his statement on this, and it was posted. Where'd it go? Let me show you guys a little bit of what he said.
Are you talking about the one where he's talking about what area has been searched, but it wasn't searched well enough in his opinion? Blah blah blah.
No, it was where did it go? SF here says let me reiterate my point. It is absolutely outrageous that a private group such as At Night is even considering using narcotic medications to coerce confessions in the Sebastian Rogers case. Let's break this down. First, it is completely illegal for any medical professional. Zoink, Scoob, that got a little bit bigger. Welcome, Mom. How are you today?
Hello.
Hello.
Well,
First, it is completely illegal for any medical professional to prescribe or administer medications for non-medical purposes. This is true. If they have a doctor involved, the doctor would be acting unethically by prescribing drugs to force a confession. Again, this is a blatant abuse of medical authority and a clear violation of ethical standards. Now, I'm going to say something else with that being said. There is no way on God's green earth, in my opinion, that the FBI is going to connect themselves with something like this. Period. I just don't see that. Okay. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Welcome, Mystery. Welcome,
you're not wrong. I'll just put it out there. It's not in my opinion. The FBI and the TBI would not be in support of people injecting people with experimental drugs that are only
Thank
by
you.
prescription. That there's no way. No.
Thank you. So, that being said, and he's right. There is no, in my opinion, this is bullshit. That's not even, no. Okay. Now, second, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in Townsend v. Sane, 1963, that confessions obtained through the use of drugs, commonly referred to as truth serums, are unconstitutionally coerced and admissible in court. So Here's the deal, guys. If they were to use whatever this medication is, true serum, that they're going to use to get somebody to confess to something that they did to Sebastian. Once again, let's remember the FBI and TBI are involved in this, okay? You can't use it in court. So then that means that they're not going to be able to prosecute whoever did what they did to this child if that happens. So what? Come on now.
Well, I mean, and let's remember at this point, we don't even know that a crime has been committed. Sebastian
yes,
still could have left on his own. We do not know for sure. There's not anything that's been put out by a credible source that
yes,
says
sir.
that, yeah, so.
Yep. Yes, sir. Mom, go ahead. I see you popped open. Let's see what we got.
I was smoking.
I love your
what
shirt.
That's my investigator.
I love it. It's awesome.
I hadn't worn it yet.
It looks good.
My birthday.
No, I'm getting everybody's thoughts and feelings on this whole scenario with Nick and Dog and all this. And I'm reading through, I'm going to finish this real quick. And then I want you to speak on it if you choose to. What Steve had mentioned on this too. Thirdly, and crucially, folks, any information gathered through the use of these substances would be considered exclusionary evidence. Okay. Remember that. Yeah. Not only would the coerced confession be thrown out, but any leads or additional evidence obtained as a result of that confession would also be inadmissible under the doctrine of fruit of the poisonous tree. In short, this reckless approach would taint the entire investigation, folks. Are you serious? So, not to mention, we don't know where this child is. First of all, we don't know if he ran away, like Arctic just said. We don't know if he was. We don't completely know if he was abducted. We have our thoughts on that, but I'm just saying, if there is somebody responsible for the disappearance of Sebastian and they use this shit, I'm gonna call it what it is, to coerce from somebody, there's no case. There's nothing. There's no way to prosecute this person.
We're talking about shit that violates the Geneva Convention, but yet the TBI is going to be on board with it. Come on now.
Nope. I'm sorry, but I don't get with that. I don't believe that, and I don't see this happening. I just don't. So where are we at? Additionally, using narcotics or psychoactive substance. This is ridiculous, guys. This sounds like some kind of governmental conspiracy shit. Psychoactive substances to get a confession is classified coercive interrogation, which is illegal under the U.S. law. Law enforcement agencies are strictly prohibited from using both physical and psychological abuse to extract confessions, and using drugs to impair someone's cognitive functions and willpower falls squarely into that category. Once again, absolutely correct. Perhaps most alarmingly, this group plans to administer highly potent narcotic medications. Yet they have demonstrated a shocking lack of familiarity with the case. Very true. Yet they even believe that Sebastian is a 16-year-old boy with a father named Sean. Sean, folks.
Yeah.
Do you really want this group or their physician contacts administering sedation? Do you want your life or safety in their hands, let alone a 15-year-old child that has autism that's been missing for 6 months?
Yeah,
no.
I mean, Nick doesn't even know Seth Rogers' name, calling him Sean during the Banfield interview, saying he's 16 when he's 15. He hasn't turned 16 yet, but he knows all about this case. He's going to be the one to crack it wide open, guys. He doesn't know Katie's name either. He kept calling Katie Kate.
Kate, right. Thank you. Thank you. Miss Sherry just said, I agree with Arctic because, and this is a huge point, you guys. Who is the suspect and what are they suspected of? Because we ain't never heard nothing about that. They've never spoke out about that. And the whole world has their suspects. That's great. But the people that are important, which is the law enforcement agencies that are running this case, have not mentioned a suspect in any way, shape, or form because there's no criminal case yet. If there ever will be. Again, it's very plausible that Sebastian Rogers walked out of that home on his own. Remember that, everybody. I know we think what we think, but we don't know. Okay?
No, I mean, and I will say, I believe he was abducted just based on the language of the FBI flyer that was put out. But that's just my opinion. I mean, and opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one, and most of the time they stink. So,
thank you, sir. I always love your input. In finality, folks, with what Steve had said, is I have been in contact with local, state, and federal law enforcement about this. If this group suggests that they are working with or have the approval of any state or federal law enforcement agency It should be reported immediately. These agencies want to know if such false claims are being made. Hashtag Sebastian Rogers. Thank you, Steve, for that. Again, and I'm just showing you this because I follow Steve. I followed Steve in a lot of different cases. The point he made in this is absolutely on point as far as this is concerned. I'm telling you, that's exactly how I feel. So again,
Well,
hold on. Go
I'll
ahead.
say that if I've got SF Investigates versus Nick the Hat or Dog the Bounty Hunter, I'm going to be on the side of SF Investigates every single time.
100%. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, I saw your question, Alicia. Thank you for. Oh, here it is. Sorry. I have a question. If they were to have someone sign something saying that they agreed to use this serum, would they then be allowed to use it in court if they had committed a crime? I don't think so, because I think because of the way the law runs, Alicia, you can't use that kind of stuff. It can't. It's not admissible at that point because of the way it was coerced. It's basically like, you can't trust in that kind of thing, is what I'm saying. So you give somebody a drug. Okay, let me say, for instance, way back in the day when I used to use a little bit of the Mary Joanna kind of stuff, I remember getting to that feeling point in my life when after I had done that, where I'm looking up at the stars and talking about things that don't make a whole lot of sense. Think about that. I'm not saying they're the same type of drugs. What I'm telling you is a drug-induced coercive confession. How can you trust something like that because it was brought on by the induction of drugs and what that drug does to your mind? You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm uncomfortable with this whole thing.
Well,
So
I mean, while we're shooting everyone up with experimental drugs, why don't we just bring Bill Cosby into the investigation and he can slip some Rohypnol into their drinks and see if they open up?
why do you always say what you say when I'm drinking shit? Jesus Christ. Thank you. Anyway, yes, sir. I agree with you. Okay, go ahead, Mom. What are your thoughts on this? I really love to hear this one.
Okay, so my thoughts are Nick the Hat did really good at chasing uh, the
Danilo.
itsy bitsy spider.
Yes.
So, other than that, I never knew the man's name. Never saw him, never nothing. I was watching the manhunt on Twitter. I ran across him, started streaming his content,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody else started streaming his content. And then that's how he got a name on YouTube. His first,
Right.
I think it was couple of thousand subs, he went on Twitter and posted this whole rant about how come he wasn't monetized. Because it takes work to get monetized, honey. You don't just jump on, get a bunch of subs, and oh, they're going to pay me for it. That's not how it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
And he did a really good job on that. I was a little bit questionable about the Zimmerman thing and some of the information that he was putting out without
So was
receipts
I.
because I
Yeah.
mean, everybody to their own. Like, but I don't feel like some of the stuff that he was putting out was relevant to the fact that the man was missing.
No,
I
I
don't.
agree.
I don't feel like that at all whatsoever. So I don't agree with that. And then, in my own digging and looking, because you hear through the grapevines that there are things that have been said and done and maybe prison time that has been spent. And I blew
Right.
it off when I first heard it like a year ago and I was like, "Ah, yeah, no. Guys like got all these law enforcement ties and local law enforcement was feeding him information through the whole itsy bitsy spider chase and da 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 da. Well, lo and behold, no, no, Bubba just got out of prison. So
Yep.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
you're
And I
you're
didn't know
not. You
about
just
that
lost
either.
all credibility with me
Yeah.
and missing cases. Chase all the
Yeah.
prisoners you want, but stay the hell away from missing cases because we have
Yeah.
enough con artists, and dirtbags that come into these cases that we don't need introverts from different platforms because
Yes.
YouTube has its
Exactly.
whole. We have our own dirtbags.
Yes.
Exactly. And so he wants us to believe that he just got out of prison, but yet the TBI, the FBI, every alphabet agency is willing to work with this man that just got out of the hokey. Okay.
Oh yeah, and have you not? I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen the screenshots of the agent that's been sending him text messages. Let me find out. Let me find out that an agent is sending him text messages, and I will put you all over the state of Tennessee, honey, because I lived there for 30 years, got plenty of friends and family, and still have family that lives there. I will make damn sure that your name is all over every piece of social media, but I highly don't believe it is happening
Well,
as
I
far
mean,
as
yeah. You're right. What FBI agent is going to put their job on the line to send information to a felon that was in prison? Come on now. Come on.
Now, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't part of what he got in trouble for is he was sending emails impersonating other people that were
That's
supposed to be feeding him information?
what I
I mean,
just found out.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I just found that
And
out.
using
Yes.
some pretty questionable language
Mm-hmm.
and some terminologies that are not very becoming of someone that's going to be in a missing child's case. And I'm
Yes,
I'm not
ma'am.
going to go there with, and Chopper, I'm not going after people with a background. What I'm going after is somebody with a background like his that comes out and puts on this face like, look at me, I'm the shiny star, when no, you're not. You should have come out and said, hey, this is my background, this is what I've went through, this is what I've done to change, not I'm
You can't
bigger than
come out.
you and
Yeah,
da da
you
da da
can't come
da. And
out.
I'm gonna find this kid and don't even know his damn age and don't even know his daddy's name and don't know his mama's name and probably couldn't even correctly pronounce the county that he's from, but I'm gonna find him. And how many months? What, 6 months later? You're
Yeah.
gonna just come into this case. Did your views drop, honey? Did your Twitter payment check go down? Not getting the same revenue anymore. So let's jump on a case that's trending because that's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah.
And then as far as Dog the Bounty Hunter, I've made my opinion very clear how I feel about Mr. Dog the Bounty Hunter. I didn't like him when he was on TV. Don't care for him, and I'm sorry if anybody that does like him, love you, but I don't love him.
You guys know why he went off the air for a while?
His wife passed away, and I
Nope.
know.
Nope. He said something he should not have said, and that was right there when I started looking at him different. We don't support certain things out here. We've all talked about it. You cannot be on TV. TV. Well, I don't know why I said that like that. But anyway, and talk about your feelings about something. If you have feelings about certain types of people, that's your business. And I'm not downing you for that. That's your problem, your business, your feelings. That's fine. You can't broadcast to the whole world or even say that it was a mistake when you said it. People are going to look at you then. And he made a statement that was way offhanded towards certain types of people. And I said, no, I'm not good with that. Sorry. And that is what it is. That's his business. Welcome, Miss Kells. It's me, Amber Lee. Welcome. Yes, basically
And
that's what she.
who was that? Somebody in chat just said that Nick did. I was trying not to miss it. Something about a
Nick,
FOIA request in Brian Laundrie's case.
he did. Yes.
See,
I'm looking
what I
for it.
find funny about that, yeah, right here. Crazy Linda says, thank you for your comment. Crazy Linda says, Nick the Hat said that he needed a bunch of money to do a FOIA request for all the recordings pertaining to Brian Laundrie from Northport, Sarasota PD and courts. People gave money and nothing came of it. Well, you know what's funny? This is the Sunshine State. We have a sunshine law. You can go on this little fancy website and it's all free. The only thing you pay for is information that comes from the jail. And you
There you
don't
go.
FOIA stuff down here. That's not
Right.
It's not the same process like you do in other states.
No,
You
you just
request the documentation. You go in person to the jail, you pay for the documentation. They take their sweet ass time and then they give you whatever you requested. But we have the sunshine law. That's why the Florida man is so famous, is because it's open records. Like right
yes,
now, I
ma'am.
can open up the district website and pull up thousands and thousands of documents.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as Dog the Bounty Hunter, I said it before he even made it on TV. He was looking for his 5 minutes of fame to bring his reputation back up. And lo and behold, where did he go? News Nation. What did he do? Make an ass out of himself because he doesn't know anybody's names. Who the hell's Sean? Because
Yeah,
I've been in this since February,
that's
and
insulting to me. That's very
Sean is
insulting.
new to me. I don't know about y'all, but
There's nobody named Sean in this case. Not
this
even
poor
close.
little guy named Sean, God help him if he lives in Hendersonville.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's so unprofessional, guys. When you don't even know the name, we have YouTubers that, community members that just walked into this case a couple weeks ago that know everybody's damn name in the case. Come on, and you're going to
Yeah,
be in the investigation? Nah, I'm sorry, but Mom, going back to something you kind of mentioned, this is something else that scares me right here too. I don't know if it scares me or if it's just blatant stupidity or a lie. Nick says that he's talking directly to Detective Simmons at TBI, and he gave him a dedicated special tip line. All these scammers jumping in now is weird.
Okay, so I would like to see receipts. I want
Yes.
to see the receipts.
Yep. That's my point.
Detective Simmons. I'm gonna write
Exactly.
his
I
name
want to.
down.
I want to see receipts that he's talking to Detective Simmons. I want to see receipts that they have the ability to offer a combined $50,000 extra as a reward. I mean, when you've got someone that has a history of fraud, I am certainly not going to promote any reward other than what's been offered by the FBI at this point.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry, but yes.
I'm
When
not
I
giving
brought,
a damn dime unless it goes to a state official, and I better get an email with a receipt from that state official's office that I donated to, or to Crime Stoppers.
yeah,
I'm not donating a damn thing to Nick the Hat, Dog the Bounty Hunter. This At Night, have either one of y'all looked up this At Night?
I have.
I know we discussed it. I looked into them.
Nope.
Okay, they have no internet history whatsoever unless
Nothing.
they're affiliated with the At Night media that's out of Britain that is a film
That's
producers.
that's the only thing that was available to see though was that film, yeah, production company is all that was that had that same name. Unless thank you. Unless we're wrong, guys. That don't make no sense. And
Well,
And then
everybody
and
if you
that
go
would
on their
make
website,
sense. That would make sense because a lot of the lawyers that he's trying to bring into this that says, "Oh yeah, the best lawyers, blah blah blah." Well, they are lawyers that helped with like Harvey Weinstein, that have helped with a lot of the big shots in the media industry and stuff. And so, what I think is happening is that Nick the Hat is trying to do some type of Netflix Hulu type special by the time everything's said and done. Honestly.
how many people have we seen attached to, well, now how many people and how many groups of people and how many attachments have we seen that are related to film production at this point, guys? Think back a little bit. The dog handler, she runs her own film production company per se and has been in films. That other stuff too, like all of this stuff, guys. It's so weird to me that this stuff is just appearing out of nowhere.
and it
Dog,
doesn't. And this isn't the first case. Back me
no,
up. What was the name of that? Was it Twinkly Feet or Twinkly Toes or Twinkly Shoes or some shit? Some weirdo that inserted himself into Summer's case that was a film
Oh yeah,
producer.
yeah,
I can't remember
absolutely.
what the damn name
And
of it
they
was.
inserted themselves into the Chris Watts case too. I mean,
yes, yes.
Shanna Watts, her father to this day is still beside himself over all the bullshit that happened in her case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you go on At Night's website, first of all, their website's brand new. Second of all, they've got this fog overlay that overlays the words when you try to move the screen, which somebody in a chat one night had a really good point. Open their webpage, copy and paste all that stuff onto a notepad, and then you can see the right-hand side because you only see the first paragraph when you're scrolling down, but there's actually a whole right-hand side of that webpage that's hidden behind that smoke, and the name Hollywood is in there. Because I did catch that. I haven't had a chance to copy and paste it yet, but I just thought it was really strange that this company a $500,000 retainer for what? For what? Because I've been doing this for a long time. Arctic's been doing this for a long time. Dago's been doing this for a long time. Never heard of y'all.
Not one
Nope.
time. This is the first time I've ever heard that name. In fact, I remember the other day when I brought that whole thing to you guys. We were talking about when I said the name, and I kind of looked sideways and went, "Who? Who is this?" That don't make no sense, folks. Sorry. It sure is a big old cast, isn't it, Kel? It sure as hell looks like it at this point. And guys, we've been through this
You're that
already.
big of an investigative,
Say again.
and if you're that big of an investigative, why did it take me 10 minutes to find your website? If you got
Yeah,
that much traffic on your website, that shit should have come right up.
it's very hard to find it. That's the thing.
But it didn't. I literally had to look for it.
You guys know
And
how
you
the
shouldn't
internet
have to
works.
look for it.
That's very true. You guys know how the internet works. If somebody is a large name, a big name, okay, when you go look up somebody, they're going to come up first as compared to everybody else. Nope. I was scrolling before I found anything that was related to it. And I still wasn't comfortable with that because I didn't think it was what it was. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, it's very questionable at the very least. Let me say that much. And again, Dog the bounty hunter, guys. I'm not down in the guy himself, okay? He's doing what he's got to do, I guess. But at the same time, he's a TV star. Remember that. Everything seems to be going back to this stupid productions of TV shows and movies. And guys, we just went through this already with the Idaho 4 case. Paramount Plus. Remember that whole shit? Same type thing. Everybody's trying to make a buck off of this.
Oh, just wait for it. Just wait for it. There'll be a Netflix film because you know Netflix.
Yep. I'm surprised it's not out already. I'll be honest with you. This is not what this is about, folks. Welcome, Michael, and thank you for that comment again.
About the whole thing. It's really not. And
well, that's
you know
true.
What happens when all this shit happens? I'm sorry, Deo. I'm on one right now.
You're fine. But you're fine.
What happens when all this shit happens is Sebastian gets lost again. Once again, Sebastian's lost because now all the attention's been turned to Dog the Bounty Hunter, and everybody doing the same thing I'm doing and side-eyeing and going, "What the hell?
Yep.
Who the hell are you?"
That's what's happened the whole time.
You can jump in this case.
Right, like this,
and it infuriates me that once again,
it's 100% infuriating. Like Carito just said, if we're gonna bring in Dog, why don't we bring in Robert Downey Jr. or anybody, Hulk Hogan for that damn matter? You know what I mean? If that's what we're doing now, is that how that works? Is that what we're doing now? Is we're looking for TV stars or movie actors? Jesus Christ. It's ridiculous.
Like I said the other day, Ryan Upchurch is going to come charging in with another Hellcat and turn this into another fuck show. So, well, as soon as he gets another album fixing to release anyway.
I love it. All right, Molly, hold on a minute. I'm trying to get there, hon. Yeah, check the receipts. Check. Yes, agreed. So again, guys, I'm unnerved over this. I'll just put it that way. That's my opinion. And I have the two best people up here to express theirs as well, along with you guys too. I wanted to hear this. I wanted to hear everybody's thoughts on this because I know there's a couple people like, "Yay, Dog's in it." Yay, why? What is he gonna do? Hit somebody with a paintball gun? Is he gonna run around and shoot somebody with a paintball gun and that's gonna solve the case? Again, I'm not being ignorant towards Dog, but that's what Dog does. Like they said, like Arctic said, he can't own a gun. He's a felon. And again, if you're fixing your life, you're doing this, God bless you. Okay, I'm not saying anything bad about that. This is a real story. This is a real serious scenario. There's a 15-year-old missing autistic child, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. This is not a TV series, folks. It's not well, it is a circus, unfortunately, but it's not any of that. They're talking about bringing in psychotic drug, or I can't think right now. You know what I mean? Psychoactive drugs to get somebody to confess to this. Are you serious right now? Come on. I'm sorry, Cat. Pepper spray, not paintball. The rest of the crew uses paintballs. You're right. But this is insane, you guys. Since when are we using drugs to coerce people into confessions of things? And who are we getting to confess? That's what I want to know next, is who are they going to give these drugs to? Tell me that. Anybody, please. Do you have a suspect? Because we've not been told that. And I'm pretty sure if they had a suspect that TBI would have done a press conference and said, or done, well, no, I'm wrong. Let me rephrase this. If they truly had a suspect that they were going to arrest, we would probably have heard about that, or we would have seen the arrest already. It's not happened. Nobody's been arrested in this case. There's no
the only suspect I've heard of is Seth Rogers, and that's because he keeps calling himself a suspect.
Mm-hmm. And he keeps putting himself out there that way. And he's the only one that's made the decisions he's made to make himself look like a suspect in some senses. That's not our fault. That is not anybody else's fault but his own. So again, nobody's been arrested, guys, in 6 months. There's no criminal case that's been opened up on this yet. Nothing. So what are we doing over here? Why is this even being... No.
Yeah, and I'm with Leslie and Billy. I mean, I think if I was Katie and Chris right now, I would have security around my home at all times because what's going on has put them at even more risk. And they should honestly file a protective order against Nick the Hat at this point, I think. And as much as I hate to see people sending out cease and desist in a missing persons case, this would be one time where I feel it's warranted.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't know you can't know what to expect when you see something like this coming down the trail, guys. What the hell is going on? I've never seen in my okay, let me ask this question real quick. Arctic and Mom both. Because I know you both been here for a minute, and I know what you both do. Mom is an actual advocate. Arctic advocates for, puts out nothing but missing children in people's cases and covers them and helps to try to bring awareness to both of them. Have either one of the two of you ever seen a missing child's case turn into something like this? Ever?
No, this is like the
A
Summer
shit
Wells
show?
case that Hold My Beer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
I was fixing to say. I've seen that show before, absolutely. And correct me if I'm wrong. My memory, I am getting older, but didn't Dog make a brief appearance in Summer's case too?
Dog comes into the tail end of every case we've seen so far and
That's what
makes a
I was
speech.
thinking. Was like right there
Yep.
at the end, he like popped in, and then you also had that other actor, the guy from Chips, that popped in.
Eric Estrada?
Estrada, yeah,
Yeah. Did
yeah,
he
he
really?
popped. Oh yeah, Geraldo,
I knew Geraldo did, yeah.
yeah, Eric Estrada was.
They're looking for their 5 minutes. Yes, I agree with you.
Mhm.
But I've seen Dog pop up in Summer's case. I've seen Dog pop up in Gabby's case, which was a complete and total waste of time.
God.
All that did was put Dog's face on camera for everybody to go, he's there. He picked up a piece of paper off the ground and said he found something and walked away. That's what I gathered from it. We could have solved her case way better than he ever could have. Again, and I'm trying to think if did he say anything in Kylie Rodney's case? I think he actually may have.
I don't remember if he did in her case. I was working a stupid amount of hours.
I'm
when her
just trying to
case was going on.
remember.
I did cover it, but I don't remember. I don't remember well enough to say whether he did. I wouldn't be surprised.
That's a good question, Leslie.
Aside from on his TV show, I've not seen him actually catch a missing fugitive. I've definitely not seen him find a child. No.
Never. I'm telling you, and I'm telling you right now, people can argue with me all they want to. A TV show is a TV show that has a script, folks. Okay? Like anything else, it's scripted. Even Cops is scripted to an extent, okay? Just saying. So I would gather to bet that anybody that Dog has found on his show, he found because he was supposed to find him. And that person got a paycheck at some point, probably, okay? Just saying.
It's just like Pimp My Ride. If you guys
Yeah.
ever watched the behind the scenes on Pimp My Ride, I know this is a completely different subject, but I'm just using this for
No,
a
it's
point.
true. That's all
So
scripted.
Pimp My Ride, they went and they pimped all these cars with all, popcorn makers and this and that. No, they were actually cars that were junk cars that fell
Yep.
apart when these people went off the show, and there's
Afterwards, yes.
this vehicle.
Yep. Well, Extreme Makeover Home Edition, they made it look like all these people were getting these great houses and their lives were going to be changed. Well, yeah, they were forever changed when they couldn't pay the property taxes on those houses and they ended up homeless and on the streets.
Thank you. That's happened so many times. Yep. A TV
TV
show.
is entertainment. That's exactly what it is.
Yep.
TV is absolutely entertainment. And I'm not disrespecting Dog or anybody. I'm merely voicing my opinion, which as an American, I have the right to do.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, this this lawyer that's retained, he's on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't have very many followers, but he's on Twitter.
Nope.
And he posted the flyer that I'm highly against, that has Nick and Dogs directing the tips to them. And all I merely said to the man was, hey, you're a lawyer. Why are you promoting a flyer that is directing tips away from law enforcement?
Thank you. Thank you.
He turned his comments off.
Because they don't want to see the truth.
He turned I was offended. I didn't even get blocked. He just turned his comments off.
Because here's the thing. If somebody sees that comment that you made, they're going to go, oh, yeah. Why are you doing that? Well, I'm done with that. I can't have nobody saying that to me now.
Well, then you had the whole press release that was put out about the psychedelic. I'll just leave it at that for YouTube purposes.
Psychedelic, yeah.
That's going to be used, and then 24 hours later, there is a whole update correction We, as you know, a lawyer's office, are not a part of that. So we need to correct that. That is cover your ass at the finest, right there.
Mm-hmm. What is Mom? Give me the exact tagline, the title for the at night investigations thing. The whole
I'll
name, the
send you
whole
the
name in
link.
total. Please do. I was doing something here and I can't seem to get it to work for me again. See, guys, again, that tells you how unimportant this place is. Because if it was that prominent, it would have been a boom boom, we're done, and we're right there. I'm gonna show you guys something. It's insane to
Oh,
me.
and I guess, you know, little old me, since I made such a big stink about their so well put together website. They put their spotlights, that was the overlay, behind the words.
Jesus.
But at least you can see the words now. I'm sure it's been edited. I should have screenshotted it. I'm sure somebody has. Captain Jinx. The History Channel did a mermaid fiction documentary. They lost credibility after that. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, so many of these TV shows and stuff. I mean, like Living Amish. All those people had done left the Amish community when they were filming that show. So that was all just a fraud.
Well, what was the other show? I used to watch it too with Levi. Jesus. It's the other Amish Mafia. That one. Oh my God, that is beyond fake, you guys. Beyond fake, and they got people believing that the Amish Mafia with what the hell was the name? I can't something Levi. He wasn't even Amish anymore. Okay, if he ever was, he was an actor, and the Amish community was appalled by them toting around in their communities filming this show. They didn't want nothing to do with it. Just saying.
I mean, bring it back to YouTube. We all today got the biggest trolling of our lives when Nick Avocado posted a video. All of the past 2 years has been posting videos and content, and today he posts that he's lost 250 pounds. This guy that weighed over 300 and some odd pounds had lost 250 pounds over the last 2 years. None of us even knew it because he filmed so much content in advance. I mean,
Yep. So, but nothing that everybody was getting was current. That's what it is. So, you know, and that's just, it's not the real deal, folks. Nobody's getting realistic stuff with this. Nobody's getting real active in person. I can't think right now. I don't know why. In information. There we go. Joseph Lesniak. That's the attorney's name. I couldn't think of the attorney's name.
Oh, I could have sent you his link too. I'm sorry.
You did.
Did I?
You did.
No,
Yes.
the website link. Oh shit! I sent you the wrong one. See, I'm all tore up here, y'all.
No, it's okay. That's why we're talking about this today. People need to understand what's really going on here, because I think a lot of people don't get what it is. I don't think a lot of people understand. They're talking about injecting people with psychoactive drugs to bring a confession from somebody. This is insane, you guys. This is completely unethical and illegal. Okay, so this is the attorney that everybody's hearing about, Joseph Lesniak. Okay, I'm sorry, your name's Joe.
There's the right link. Sorry about that. I was just paying attention. I was grabbing links.
No, you're okay. You're okay.
Well, that's the one. That's the one. That's the one where he was. Read what it says.
Yeah, I was getting ready to. The legal landscape has indeed expanded into the cosmos, hasn't it? Here at Lesniak, we're not just lawyers. We're your. Oh, do I need to sound like a commercial? We're not just lawyers. We're your intergalactic legal guardians. What? Okay. While jailhouse lawyers might have street cred and YouTubers have, well, YouTube, we've got the universe covered. Need a legal team that goes the extra light year? Look no further, Lesniak, where the legal. Look no further. Lesniak, where your legal battles are fought with the precision of a lightsaber and the strategy of a chess grandmaster, because in the vast expanse of legal space, you need a firm that's out of this world. So, guys, you can feel comfortable now to know that if you get attacked by fucking Darth Vader, this guy's got your fucking back, okay? We're down with that now. Let's go.
This is the guy. Don't call Morgan and Morgan. Call this guy because he's got you.
God almighty, guys. What? This is a joke. This goes beyond the circus. Okay.
But a professional man had to take and bring up YouTubers.
Of course. Of course.
You
Of
know
course.
what was that? A pot shot? Cause your little homeboy there, he's a
Well, you
YouTuber.
saw how he said it. He said it. Where'd
Oh,
it
I
go?
know.
Jailhouse lawyers may have street cred, and YouTubers have, well, YouTube. Yes, we do. We do.
Mhm.
We're a hell of a lot more professional than you being the attorney for fucking Darth Vader. I'm sorry, bro. Just saying.
Well, let's put an asterisk there and say some YouTubers are credible. You've got people like
Yeah.
Bullhorn Betty and Brittany J out there too. So
It is
Mhm.
what it is. You have to be able to listen, folks. I think a lot of us are here for the right reason. A lot of us. But I also feel there's a lot of us that are here for the completely opposite of that, which is the absolute wrong reason. I know for the fact that there's 3 of us sitting here right now with you that absolutely want nothing more than to bring this child home and to walk away from the rest of this case. Period. I don't give a shit what they do after they find this child. If they
Forever. I
figure
just
out who
want him
did it, yeah, if they figure out who did this and they prosecute someone, that's great. And now I'm not gonna have nothing to do with that. I don't care at that point. I want the child found. That's all I care about. That's all I've ever cared about. That's all I think about. I don't give a shit about no damn intergalactic attorney, psychoactive drug coercion for confession. What the hell? Come on. Again, like mom said, where the hell is Sebastian Rogers? That's the only topic that should be talked about. Now we have this shit, which once again takes and pulls all the information and all the people that are looking for him into this direction to pay attention to this shit now. Okay. We can't let that.
in all honesty, if you want a celebrity to get involved in the case that may have a chance at getting Sebastian to return home if he did walk away on his own, get
Mhm.
Taylor Swift to make a video speaking directly to Sebastian. We know he was a big Swiftie.
Somebody that matters
That
in this case. Yes. Thank
I
you.
reached out to her. I reached
Thank
out
you.
to her and asked her. I reached out to her and said, I've seen all kinds of local artists that have put out short videos, short clips, or even in a concert, stopped part of their concert to mention, somebody from their local community that was kidnapped, missing, murdered, whatever the case may be, and they take 5 minutes out of their show to say, "This is my town."
And yes.
And how
And
many
the,
times have we heard her mention this kid's name? And there's no way in hell, unless she lives under a rock, that she hasn't heard of this child because he's all over the world.
yeah,
And
and
not
the
Mhm.
only
only
reason
that,
why she was brought up is because he loved Taylor Swift. He loved Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And that's why she was brought up, you guys, so everybody understands. That was talked about a long time ago. I looked into trying to find a way to get a hold of her to mention it to her. I don't have that reach, okay? Mom just said she reached out to her. I'm sure a lot of people have tried to figure out a way to reach out to Taylor Swift
well, I
to
have
get
a
her.
friend that
All she got to
owns
do
a
is say his
production
name.
studio in Nashville, and I reached
Right.
out to him. I use his music on my channel for my intro, and
Mm.
he's a DJ at a radio station. He owns a production studio. He's a musician. He's been at the Emmys, the Oscars, like all these places. So I reached out to him. I texted him, on my cell phone because some of us got pulled too there, Bubba. But anyway, I talked to him and I was like, "Hey," and he was like, "Honey," he was like, "country music ain't my thing." But I ended up meeting Buck Cherry through him. So he was the first person that went through my head was like musician. Who do I know that's a musician?
Buck
And
Cherry.
yeah, yeah, it was
Mischief. It's never specifically been said that that trailer was searched, but I can't imagine that it hasn't been by now. They did say all the vehicles and properties were searched, so I would imagine that would be inclusive of that trailer.
I think they would have to. Yeah, I agree.
I have to say something for small town law enforcement in Tennessee. You guys know I'm not highly of TBI for certain reasons and personal reasons, but small town law enforcement like that, especially right there in Hendersonville. Hendersonville is a high end area. You have a lot of country stars that live in Hendersonville. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if they still live there, but Kid Rock used to have a house there. Twitty City is right outside of Hendersonville. You've got Garth Brooks had a house there for a while. It's a very high end area. So
Toby Keith
they
did too, didn't he?
uh,
At one point,
probably,
I think he did.
probably. I know he
Yeah,
had a house in Chattanooga too.
yeah.
But, it's like, and you see these country stars downtown Nashville, like all the time. You can be walking in downtown, or, like me one night, we were just walking downtown because it was a cool, nice night. And what the hell's her name? one of the female country singers. I can't think of her name right now. My brain is mush. She
Was it
was in
Reba?
a bar. No, and Reba, she's a whole different mess. And then I'll tell you something else. This is how these people are just like we are. And this is why I don't understand why somebody hasn't reached out to one of them. Gretchen Wilson had a yard sale one time and I actually stopped at the yard sale. She lost her damn mind on the prices. But when she lived in Franklin, Tennessee. So these people put their pants on the same way we do. I'm not in Tennessee anymore, or I'd be boots on the ground going to one of these people's producers and being like, hey, can we get 5 minutes? Can we
Yep.
get 5
Yep.
minutes? All we need is 5 minutes. I don't need you to do a whole show. I don't need you to go on the news. All I'm asking is in the middle, if you can hear the sound of my voice, all I'm asking for is in the middle of a concert, at the beginning of a concert, at the end of a concert, mention this child's name.
Throw
Because
his
if he's
missing poster up
listening,
on the. Yeah, yeah.
or that big ass screen behind you that has all the flashy
Throw his
flames
face up
and
there.
dancing
Yes,
and
thank
stuff,
you,
you know.
thank you.
5 minutes is all I'm asking out of your fame is 5 minutes to show this child's name because he will come out.
He'll
It's just
respond
like
to
if I
you.
had
Yes,
contacts for Journey, I would done reached out to Journey. I found one of the singers on Instagram and I did message him, but you know, I tried everything I could to get somebody to say this kid's name. There's so many of them that live right there in Hendersonville or right outside of Hendersonville that they have to know this kid's missing. He's all over the freaking news. He's all over every social media platform there is in this country. He's in other countries. How many people in this chat are from a different country?
there's a few. There's Michael, and yeah, there's a few. Journey, I never thought it. My wife knows the guitarist from Journey. Personally, she's friends with him, Neil Sean. That's a good idea.
Have her
I've
reach out. I
reached
mean,
out to
try to think of
I've reached out,
bands.
I've reached out to several of the comics that I work with, and you know, a lot of them have been, you know, if they're doing a show, they'll do a brief mention of Sebastian. They don't mind, you
Of
know.
course.
That's awesome.
It's just one of those things. I mean, um, Billy Ray Cyrus's son did reach out to Lore Lodge, which is why they covered Sebastian's case. Although I'm not a big fan of how they covered it, but at least you know it got his name out there on a big platform. So
I don't know. Give me my kiss.
Hello, wifey.
Hello.
She said, "Hello."
Do you know the Muppet Man?
I would imagine that Jelly Roll would make some mention of him. I would think,
I think
Mind of Monsters. I mean, he's been real prolific in helping make awareness of the drug crisis and everything else. I would think that he would want to get involved in Sebastian's case.
and
I
his
reached
wife,
out to
I
him in
think
the
too.
beginning, and I need to reach out to him and Bonnie both. I didn't even think about reaching out to her, but I did reach out to him in the beginning because me and him interact on Twitter. And like the first time he replied to one of my comments, I thought the old man was going to go through the roof. He was like, "Oh my God, is that the real Jelly Roll?" And I pulled up his profile and I was like, "Yes, it's the real Jelly Roll."
He's
So,
pretty
you know,
down to earth, folks. I mean, he's
mhm.
not one of them with his head shoved up his ass stars that thinks they're too good for everybody. He knows where he came from. You know what I mean? So that's a good idea.
Just like I'm
Zach
just throwing
Myers,
it out there. You know, I've reached out to a lot of people. Arctic just said he's got comedians that mention his name. All we're asking for is 5 minutes. 5
we got a
minutes.
few people we could probably look at. I mean, she's right. What is true is right. Zach Myers from Shinedown and Brent Smith are both from Knoxville. I mean,
There you go.
these people have roots, folks, where they come from. They don't all forget where they come from. Do you know what I'm saying? They do respect and appreciate who they are, where they come from, and remember that. What if it was them? That's what I'm saying. Even if they don't get the messages, they have assistants that absolutely. And this is not going to do anything but make them look good anyway. So what do they have to lose? Do you know what I'm saying?
It's like
Just
the
saying.
other day I saw a video where Jelly Roll walked up to these kids' lemonade stand and he gave them
Yep.
$700.
Yep.
You know,
Yes,
these
he
people
did.
are just they put their pants on the same way we do, or shorts or whatever, you know, jogging pants, whatever you prefer. They put them on the same way we do. And I believe that if we could stir enough attention in a positive manner, maybe we can get somebody to say his name that is not trying to revamp their Hollywood reputation.
Yes. Yes,
To put
ma'am.
it nicely, I've tried to find my words.
No, I can agree with that 100% because, guys, I mean, that's all we need. Somebody of some importance besides us, okay, to say Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers and show his picture is all it takes for the whole world to look at it and go, oh, wow. And everybody that hasn't seen this and hasn't seen this child space is going to see it then. Period.
And Mischief, you know what? It's easy to criticize after the fact, but the fact is several kids, they make noises at night. She did talk to him. He said he was okay. I mean, and I'm sure she's beating herself up about it enough right now without everyone second guessing her. I mean, Jesus. I mean, this is the worst thing that any parents can go through. And I know we've all got our opinions, but right now, factually speaking, we don't know that any of the parents are involved in his disappearance.
Absolutely.
I raise boys, and let me tell you what, teenage boys, I'm not busting in your room at night. Not going to happen. I'm not busting in your room. Because teenage boys are exactly that, and that's as far as I'm going to go with it. They're teenage boys. You don't just bust off in their room. Hey, are you okay? Yeah, Mom, I'm fine. Cool. You're not expecting to wake up the next morning and your child's gone. And 6 months later, YouTube and Twitter and News Nation and freaking the local news is still talking about your missing kid, and you're driving around your hometown where you live and there's yard signs of your kid. I couldn't imagine what she's going through. I couldn't imagine it.
And we've talked about it before over here. Families that have gotten attacked in the past. I mean, John Walsh's wife got attacked relentlessly when Adam Walsh went missing because she wasn't doing any of the talk, which is what people criticize Katie for. Morgan Nick's dad got criticized relentlessly because he didn't do any of the talking. I mean, it's easy to criticize, but until you've been in that position where your child goes missing, you're not going to know how you would react. None of these parents are prepared for this. None of these families are prepared for this. I wasn't prepared for my friend to go missing and end up murdered. No one wakes up one day and says, you know what? I'm prepared for if my child goes missing, I've got a presser just right here on my desk that I'm going to read off.
Amen. Amen. I wasn't prepared for my 12-year-old friend to be murdered and destroyed like he was, and for the person that murdered him to sit on death row for 35 years either. None of us are, ever. We just take it as we can. You guys gave me a good idea. I forgot something else. My wife is actually, again, and it would make some sense. He might actually do it because of this. Sebastian Bach used to be from the singer for Skid Row.
Oh, yeah.
My wife is kind of close to him too, and she's constantly talking to him via Facebook and stuff like that. They have the same first name, and I wonder if he might jump on that just because he does a lot of people, like he helps a lot of people by voicing different things for different people, especially during the C. He was doing a whole lot of different stuff with his own podcast and stuff like that. I'm gonna talk to her and see if she can get a word to him and see if he'll do it, because he's been doing a lot of local stuff, concert wise and different things like that. And he's done it before. He mentioned something before. I remember her showing me about a missing friend to somebody. It wasn't a child, but it was a friend that went missing, and he put the name out there and all that kind of stuff. And I just thought of that, being that they have the same name, that might reflect a different way with him. And he's really actually a pretty decent guy. I've been in conversations with him, with her as well. And it's just down to earth as all hell, folks. So I'm gonna mention something to her and see what she says, or see what he says. That's a good point. You guys completely opened my. I forgot all about that. Seth Keeper has a child. Keeper Sutherland, you mean? Yeah, a lot of these people that speak out on autism, that's another thing too. That are celebrities. That might actually be a thing too.
And I'm telling you, the best way to get a hold of these people, if you don't know them personally, is Instagram. As much as I hate Instagram, but that is a good way, because a lot of them use Instagram. A handful of them still use Twitter, but the majority of your big music artists and people like that are on Instagram.
Yeah. Mark Wahlberg's wife, I can't remember her name right now, but she has spoke a lot. They have an autistic child, and so she might be one to reach out to. She's definitely got a big mouth. She's given her thoughts on vaccines and autism enough. So
yes, she has. Yes, she has. How can you talk about Sebastian Bach and forget? Sorry, Moonlit. That's not what it was, but John Walsh. Listen, guys. John Walsh. Listen, I did a story a while back, and I was in support of his daughter during this story, I don't know how to look at John Walsh anymore. John Walsh did a lot of great things back in the day when Adam went missing and all the things he created. I got to say that his sister or his daughter, Megan, came out with a story about her father and some things that happened. He took part in having her children removed from her, and I had not seen anything she did wrong. Okay, and so I have to look at this in a different way sometimes because we don't always know all the facts. And I have not really followed John Walsh after that because of what was shown about him, and I had to step back. I'm not saying it's true. I don't know that it's true. But I get questionable about certain things at times when I see stuff like that. So I don't know that John Walsh is still one of those people. Now his son does do a lot of that stuff now too. I can't say that he wouldn't be good for this, but I don't know a lot about John Walsh anymore after what I've seen. So it's just one of those things, you know. He if you guys ever want to go look at this story behind John and his daughter Megan and what has gone on, it's not a pretty thing, folks. And I don't know if putting him in the limelight right now would be a good idea. And putting him attaching him to something like this would be a good idea at this point, is all I'm saying. But he did do a lot of amazing things way back in the day. Okay, he really did. He created so many different things for the missing children and the, you know, children that are abused and stuff like that. It was a good thing, and I got to give him credit on that where credit is 100% due. So there is that. Yeah, I did, Victoria. I saw exactly what that was about. I even spoke to her at one point in time. I covered a story for her, and it was just, it's not what I expected it to turn into. That's one thing. Dog old and not really up to date. Right, Leslie. I can agree with that one. Real quick, this website, you guys. The first tagline on this thing bothers me in absolute, just absolutely bothers me. We obtained the unobtainable. You can't say something like that. I want to see the things that they have done. That should be a testimony to this company. Is what have you done? What have you done that you can show what you have done and have been able to do, and as far as finding missing children or anything like that? What have you done that you feel that you can attach yourself to this? This whole thing reads like a mystery novel, guys. It's not. This is not what this is supposed to be like. When the night falls and the stakes could be higher, at night, private intelligence agency emerges as your ultimate ally. What? Come on. I don't like this at all. I don't. When I was looking into this and I went back and I looked for anything they were involved in that they accomplished as far as this type of stuff goes, I can't find anything. I don't know if you had any luck, Mom, but I sure as hell couldn't find anything.
Oh, literally this and the thing, and I'm not even sure if it's the same company, but it was the only thing I could find with the same name.
Right. Now, here's where my big red flag went straight up out of the top of my head as I was reading through this, right? Right here, under clientele. Entertainment elite at night is the unseen force behind Hollywood stars. What's that tell you guys? Think about that for a minute. Ensuring their careers and reputations remain untarnished through expert crisis management, legal support, and strategic negotiations. Now, this private investigation, whatever this is also a legal, if I'm wrong, correct me, please, but also a legal service as well. I don't think you should. I don't like this at all, you guys. This is the problem I have with this company here. One of the problems I said. Hold on a minute. All right, let me see here. Elite operatives. Our operatives are drawn from the best, executing missions where precision and discretion are paramount. Covert operations. We infiltrate where access is denied, securing critical information or disrupting criminal networks. Are they basically saying that they break into places they're not supposed to be? They get into things that they're not supposed to? I mean, I don't trust any of this. I'm sorry. There was something else in here I wanted to speak on real quick. Our methodology and approach where tradition meets the future. Where did it go? Is it in there? Oh, okay. At Night harnesses the power of AI and advanced analytics to sift through oceans of data. Our systems identify patterns, predict behaviors, and uncover insights that would otherwise remain hidden, providing our clients with predictive intelligence that steps ahead of the curve. Okay, that's fine. Okay, they're not showing anything that they can do or that they've done that proves
What do you think?
what they're good at. Okay, where the hell was I seeing this? Corporate news. Oh, here we go. There was something I saw in here I was going to show you guys, and I cannot remember where I pulled it from.
You gotta click around.
Yeah, but that's what I did, and I saw something that was very alarming to me. Nope, that's not it. Where the hell did it go? Oh, then again, we're back to the outer space stuff again. Multinational information technology company, global news syndicate. There was something I found on here the other day when I was looking through this, and I could not. I was highly, highly uncomfortable. I don't know where the hell it went. Hold on a minute, you guys. I'm sorry. One word. One world. What the hell was that? I hope I didn't ever see it. Why at night the right partner for? Nope, that wasn't it. They were securing liberation for the falsely incarcerated. Go ahead, Mom.
Like I said, the website's been edited.
Yeah.
Because the first night that this website was pulled up,
yeah, it's different now.
The spotlights that are in the background were covering the words, and you would go to scroll and they'd get real thick. So the website's been edited. That's what I said. I should have copy and pasted it and put it in a file.
I said something looked different from when I had seen it before. I just realized, like, I'm looking at it going, what's not right here? But either way, listen, it's not that important, you guys. It's just the fact is this is not what we need to be looking at. We don't need to be bringing stuff like, okay, so we brought in Tony Mathis.
Oh God.
No, we brought in a dog handler that runs a production company, and I'm not trying to be nasty to her herself, but she runs a movie production company. She's an actress in different movies. She does this, that, and everything else, and she's caused all sorts of drama with this. Again, that didn't need to happen. The people that were brought into this case, hey puppy, the people that were brought into this case that had any kind of credentials whatsoever were shipped off. That says its own thing, folks, and tells its own story. Now we're talking about using psychoactive drugs on people to bring a confession to the surface of what? And who are they going to? Again, I'm really curious who they're going to give these drugs to, because there's never ever been anybody brought out as a somebody involved in this as a suspect. Now here's the thing: how are we to believe that they know who this is? And are they just going to go grab somebody off the street and go, "Here, take this drug," and you're going to tell me what you know? That's real.
And again, I'm going to preface what I say with we don't know that any parent is responsible in any way. But isn't it ironic that the people like Tony, like the dog handler, like Nick the Hat, they all have been brought in by Seth Rogers' camp?
Only, yes. Everybody that's been brought in that we've questioned has been brought in from that camp. I'm sorry. That's very true. What have Chris and Katie brought into this? Nobody and nothing. And if they have, it's not been put out here on YouTube like that. Okay. And I'm not glorifying them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not glorifying them at all. Okay. I told you guys I don't trust anybody. None of them at this point, until law enforcement tells me that we should go ahead and trust them. Okay. The point is, everything, like Arctic said, has come from Seth's side of all these bad decisions, all these strange people, all these weird situations have all come from Seth's camp. He's absolutely right. or should I say Sean's camp? I mean, come on, guys, this is
Yeah,
enough.
Sean. Damn it, Dago. You've only been here since day one, didn't you know?
I know. I should have
And
known.
Kirito MVP 11 said, "Ask me. This might be a stupid question. No question is a stupid question. Only a question you don't ask."
Yep.
It says, "Does this mean more bounty hunters might be hired for this?" So the purpose of a bounty hunter is to chase a criminal that has evaded the law. So somebody that is escaped from justice is what a bounty hunter is for. So say I go out here and I stab some, I go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes and bonds me out in the state of Florida with a bondsman, because bounty hunters are not legal in every jurisdiction. I think it depends.
Yeah.
So I've never had to deal with a bounty hunter. So sorry if I misspeak, but this is my understanding. So he bonds me out of jail. Well, I decide, well, screw this. I'm leaving. So I pack my backpack. I ain't going to court. Right, right. Thank you for chiming in. I ain't going to court. I'm not going back to jail. I'm finna run. I'm gone. I ain't even gonna tell him where I'm at.
Right.
Because he might get mad at me because he signed my bond. Yeah, he said he doesn't put the house up for collateral, y'all. Like, this is a real scenario. So a bounty hunter is gonna come look for me, because what happens is that bondsman, they've put up their money. So your bond is $5,000. Here, 10% of that 5,000 is usually what's to be bonded out, right? So you pay the bondsman 10% of that whole bond that they put up, because they put up their, whether it's really money or just their credibility or whatever they have a relationship with.
Collateral or something.
The only bondsman the only bondsman we know, he passed away a few years ago, or I'd have him on the phone held up to my mic. But so I take off running. So a bounty hunter is paid by a bondsman or an individual that bounty hunts to go find people. And then they take that person, just like in the cowboy days, I guess is the best way to put it. You had wanted posters that went up, such and such reward. So you had, wranglers that would go out and they would get these bad guys and bring them back to the jail. And then the sheriff would pay you for your services. So that's kind of what a bounty hunter is. But this is not a criminal case. This is a missing child's investigation. It's completely two totally different things.
You don't send a bounty hunter after a missing child.
Hope I made sense.
No, you did. That's absolutely fact. And I don't understand. I guess Dog says that he can find anybody that's missing. Those are his words. Well, guys, he ain't done it yet. On any of the cases he's put his foot in, he ain't done it yet. He stepped into Petito's case, and then she was found. He had nothing to do with that. Okay. He stepped into Laundry's case. He didn't find Laundry either. He didn't find either one of them. So, whatever. Go ahead, Mom. Sorry.
A YouTuber found Gabby.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So we're not all dirtbags.
No. And as far as Laundry, his parents found him because they knew where he was. That's my personal opinion. I'll just say that much. And I'll leave it at that. If you don't have to agree with me on that, but I think they knew exactly where he was the whole time. So it is what it is. I'm going to play this real quick. This just dropped yesterday. And again, this is what this is all about to me, guys. This is about the limelight, about the glory of this, the 5 minutes of fame, whatever you want to call that. This has nothing to do with the fact that this child's been missing for 6 months, in my opinion. And it's just the reason why I'm showing you this.
It pains me to say this, and it's going to pain.
There was a family out on vacation. They were, I think they had a Ford Transit camper van. They were out driving through that park that she was found in, and they just happened to notice the van and things like that. And at some point, they led police to that area, where in turn they found Gabby, where the loser left her, per se. And that's how she was found. That's exactly what happened there. So.
Red, White, Bethune. They actually had a YouTube channel, and it's one of the few cases that I can honestly say was solved by a YouTuber. So,
yep, that's absolutely true. And I think a YouTuber had something to do with, and I could be wrong. Please don't take this for fact until I clarify. But didn't a YouTuber have something to do with or no, it wasn't a YouTuber. It was a psychic. I got it confused about the Ballo situation. So that was my apology. I'm not even going to
That's
go into that.
Reverend Donna, but she is still a YouTuber technically.
Yeah. Okay. I guess, yeah, she is. Yeah. I guess so. But anyway, yeah, that's what I was referring to. So sorry.
You to hear it, but there really are boogeymen out there. There really are. There are evil people who snatch kids away from the one place on earth that they should be completely safe, their own beds.
Sorry. Yes. Wrong thing I clicked. Yes, Chopper. Reverend Donna. What is her last name, Mom?
Fan. Reverend.
What is it?
It's
What'd you say?
Revered Donna. I'm probably
It's a psychic channel, but yeah, she used to do. What was the other girl she did lives with all the time?
Was she did lives with?
Yeah, she was Sweetie. That's it. Thank you. Those two were constantly doing lives together. Reverend Donna.
Thank you, Moonlit Baby.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm country, so sometimes words don't come out the way I meant to pronounce them.
I just couldn't remember the name. Welcome, FarQ. I just couldn't remember the name. That was my problem. But Serapina, that's it.
But she's been problematic in Sebastian's case with some of the stuff she's put out regarding Sebastian's case for sure.
Yep. That's true. So that's what I'm saying, guys. You got to step back and look at things for what they are sometimes and realize that, is this person really doing this because of why they're doing this? Is it because they really want to find this child? Are they doing this to get the views on their channel? Are they doing this to get the money that it's going to be made? Are they doing this for a reward? Are they doing this to get what I believe this is about here? 5 or 10 minutes of limelight to bring your name back to the surface so people remember who you are because you've dropped off. Because that's what I think this here is, at least with Dog. That's my opinion. Nick, I think, is just trying to make a name for himself, period. That's my opinion as well. Again, it doesn't have to be looked at the same way as I do, you guys. You don't have to agree with me or feel the same way I do. All I'm telling you is you need to look at it for what it is. You can't just step back and go, okay, great, we're in the run now. We're going to make it happen. No, it's not that easy.
Just ask the parents.
And again, the reason why I'm saying this is we've had multiple law enforcement agencies connected to this case from the beginning, and they haven't done anything that we know of. What makes you think?
Well, I mean, let's not say they haven't done anything. They have done far more in Sebastian's case than I've seen them do in just about any missing child's case. I mean, we haven't seen a case where law enforcement was so active since the Gabby Petito case, if we want to get real about it. I mean,
let me rephrase that. I'm sorry. You're right. I shouldn't have said it that way. They haven't found him yet, is what I meant. And what makes you think that if TBI and all these other agencies have not brought this child home, that a TV star can come onto the surface and bring him home? No, that's what I was trying to make. So thank you for correcting me, sir.
At least not in an actual missing persons case. Now, when some girl decides to fake her own kidnapping, they were all over that too. But anyway.
Right. Absolutely.
Parents of Elizabeth Smart. Just ask the parents of Jessica Lunsford or Polly Klaas or Madeline McCann. Those are kids who were tucked in tight 1 minute, gone the next. And sometimes these kids make it home again. Think about Elizabeth Smart. Oftentimes, sadly, they do not. Always, though, the people who love them keep hoping. And when the headlines fade, the rest of the world moves on. But tonight, we are all hoping for the safe return of Sebastian Rogers. And if you have forgotten Sebastian, and I hope you have not, we are past the 6-month mark from the night that he went to bed back in February, but was gone by morning. And when I say gone, I mean gone. No notes, no leads. Sebastian's clothes, even his shoes, were still there. He's 15. He's from the Nashville area, and Sebastian has autism, which does not make the search or the investigation any easier. The Tennessee police and the FBI have been on the case from the start, but so far, nothing. The feds even put up a $50,000.
And that's what I'm talking about right there. So far, nothing. They have put the work in. Don't get me wrong. Okay. And again, reiterating what Arctic said, they put a lot of work into this and they've had nothing. So in that sense, why would anybody think, just to think sensibly, that a TV star can come onto the scene and say, we're going to make this happen. It's going to happen now because I'm here. You got to think sensible about that, in my opinion. I'm just saying.
A reward for information leading to Sebastian Rogers' return. And now That reward has doubled to $100,000 thanks to America's most famous bounty hunter. I want to welcome back to the program Sebastian Rogers' father, Seth Rogers, and also with us is Tony Mathis. He speaks for the Rogers family during this emergency, and the man who now is on the Sebastian Rogers case, Dog the Bounty Hunter. Welcome to all three of you. Seth, I'll come to you first. We spoke, I think, 10 weeks ago or so, and I just wanted to touch base with you. Have you had any updates, any news, anything at all that that feels promising?
We've had some, and we've had some tips. And I've passed them over to Sumner County and my private investigator that's working on it. But as for news from Sumner County, no, I don't even know if they follow up with any of the tips we give them anymore.
Can you share those tips publicly, or do you have to keep them under the vest, understandably?
I'm keeping them under the vest because if they are Sebastian, I don't want somebody that doesn't have his best interests following up on a lead. Some people are doing leads and they don't even want to be involved in this case. And I can understand why. I mean, we've got people that are out here in the social media world that, you know, throw daggers at everybody that's helping me find Sebastian. And we've even had them go to jail now.
Dog, jump in here. You know this blueprint, right? You know when a parent is trying everything. They're hiring their own people outside of the police. They're collecting tips. They're passing them on. They're processing. Where do you take this case now that you're on board? How do you do things differently? And since it's been 6 months plus, how do you even begin?
Well, we began at the very beginning. And because I'm not a real law enforcement officer, I can do a lot of things that law enforcement cannot do. And I don't break the law, but I will bend it till it's fracturing point. So it's very sad because in the very beginning, I thought Sean may be involved in some kind of disappearance, or I thought the little boy was deceased. Days now into it, I have talked to Sean. I know that he was working. This is his only child. I have 12. I've been through this before one of my daughters were killed, but this is amazing. I know that he had nothing to do with this. This guy can barely even talk without crying. You know, I'm looking at him tonight and we're both, crybabies. I'm looking at him right there on your show and I'm like, I just want to start crying. Listen, I'm going to hunt these people down. I think the boy is still alive. I'm telling you right now, Ashley, I think this little boy was stashed somewhere because custody was just going to get very soon, very, very soon. Mr. Rogers was going to get custody of his son. And I think there's so much jealousy. You know the old saying, if you can't have him, if I can't have him, nobody will have him. I think that's exactly what we're seeing here, is a domestic squabble over a child.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen.
Well, at least he knows that Sean's not involved. That's a good thing.
You know, God help Sean. But
Just saying.
you know, just gonna put it out there. I'm not a bounty hunter, and I don't have my own TV show. But I'm pretty sure that there's several of us in the beginning that said that we all believe he's still with us, and we all believe he's stashed somewhere.
I mean, it makes sense. It does make sense.
He was groomed, lured, or taken for other
something.
reasons.
Yeah, agreed. 100% agreed. Hang on, guys. That was the short version. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? One sec. Hold on, folks. I'm sorry.
And I look, as far as a custody dispute on the part of Katie, even Seth has said that there was already an agreement in place. Nothing was going to change in the legal custody arrangement. That was not going to change at all. So I don't foresee Katie doing something to Sebastian because of the custody going to Seth temporarily, because it was just that. It was supposed to be a temporary thing. So, I will say this, the one that has been fixated on, you know, who blew up the whole domestic situation way back in California has been Seth, no one else. So, I'm just putting that out there. It's all over YouTube for you to see. I'm not saying Seth had anything to do with Sebastian's disappearance, but he's the one that always goes there.
That is very true. That is very true. I gotta say that's very true. Now I just had this and now I don't. God bless America. Well, damn. Okay. Let me see something here.
That's very true, Mischief. Or just look at Alicia Navarro. She did the same thing. She was with her abductor for a few years and then turned herself in later. So yeah, Steven Stainer, that's a great example.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 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 Well, damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it.
In fact, in one of our streams that we do when we're just trying to unwind, that would be a good movie to watch. I Know My First Name is Steven.
It's a great movie, actually. Very good movie. There's another one too from the early '80s I was telling everybody about that really sticks in my mind. Judd Hirsch was in it. It's called Without a Trace. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie. The little boy was abducted from his front yard, and disappeared. Of course, the mother went nuts. The law enforcement went nuts. This and that, and they found him. He was taken by somebody that there was. They, from my understanding from the movie, it was from 1981, I think. To be in the house with these people as a companion, it kind of comes off that way. It's very weird, but it's another good movie in that aspect. So, I've thought about that whole thing myself because one thing that stuck with me, and guys, I'm not, don't take me the wrong way. I'm not against psychics. I'm not against any of that kind of stuff. That's their thing. It's not my shtick. I don't really jump onto that stuff. I like to do things conventionally, is all I'm saying. But in the very first week of Sebastian going missing, somebody jumped in here and said that she had heard from a psychic, and don't take this as fact because it's not, that they believed that somebody in a very close range of Sebastian's, where he lived, had taken him, and he was in the home with these people. An older woman and her very young 20-something son had grabbed him, and that's where he's at. And it just stuck with me. It's like, that's interesting. You know what I mean? Because we don't know. And that could
Well,
be a scenario.
and I don't give psychics a lot of credence with good reason.
Right.
But we do know that there are some RSOs in that area, and we
Yes.
do know that there's a couple of houses that are just right there close to the wacky neighbor that came out with all her craziness that are blurred out when you go through Google Maps, which anyone can request that their house be blurred. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it's not often that you see a missing kid and then two houses within a block radius of where he lived are blurred out on Google Maps.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. These are true. And I showed you guys last week, I think it was. Right about here. There's one right here. You can see it already as we're coming up on it. Okay. Now he's right. Anybody can have their house blurred, but why? That's right there, folks. And if you look right there, there's the Proudfoot's back door right there. But that one's blurred. And if you head on up the hill towards Bobby's house, isn't there another one up here somewhere, Arctic?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't too far. It was like a 3 or 4 doors down, I think.
right here. There's the other one right there. And this
Yeah.
is right up here. Bobby lives right up over the hill, folks. Okay. So there's two right there on the same damn road. And these were looked at by a few of us creators in the very beginning. I'm sure that law enforcement's looked into them because they're supposed to be registered. Now, hopefully they are. But again, there's another possibility, folks. Okay. You just never know.
Well, and Victoria, I'm sure they have been checked out already. But like I've said a million times, I have seen cases literally where police have gone in and checked a place out, and the kid was hiding between a mattress or box springs, or they were found later in a hidden staircase or a hidden safe room. I mean, you can check a place out several times and miss something that's really right there in front of you the whole damn time.
Yeah, that blows my mind. When you told that story, Arctic, about that, I'm just like, I'll be damned. I'll be damned. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Mom. Sorry.
Not only that, the case that he's talking about, but the little girl that I told you guys that we put a billboard up with, we was working with her mom. I'm not going to put her name out there because it's still an open investigation. So the police went to this person's house because the person that had her was, we'll say, attached to the mom at one time. And they searched the house. They never went in the backyard. She was in the backyard the whole time.
They're human beings.
Police searched the house. And this guy is a bad guy. And I don't mean like he's a badass. I mean, he's a bad guy. And he literally had her for 2 weeks, and she was tortured for 2 weeks with this guy. And the police had been there. His PO had been there. Nobody ever walked around the back of that house until for 2 seconds, literally, not even 30 seconds, her phone came on. And the person that was working in the background with myself and a few other people was watching her pings. And it came through. And lo and behold, where was she at? In this asshat's backyard.
And like I said, police are humans too. Okay, we're not androids, folks. You make mistakes.
Yep.
I'm not saying that's a good mistake. I'm saying human beings make mistakes. We're not perfect, so anything can happen. You don't know. They could have went through one of these houses. Sorry, go ahead.
Mischief makes a good point. J.C. Duggar, she was right in her neighbor's backyard.
Yep.
I mean, so many of these people were missed for the longest period of time. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm going to give props to law enforcement for actually doing what we don't see them do often enough, getting off their ass and searching for Sebastian instead of just looking in the coffee shop and ducking into their car. But, mistakes do happen. People get missed, and it's not on the fault of law enforcement. I mean, these houses have a lot of places where people can hide a kid.
100%. Like I said, guys, some people have places in their home. I've seen this myself, being in the fire service, being in different homes when we've done inspections and stuff that have false walls, that have false floors, that have this, that have that. If somebody wants to hide somebody, they can hide somebody, and the police don't always catch that kind of stuff. So you just never know. If somebody has a plan to abduct him and premeditated the whole thing, there's a very huge possibility that the police did miss something because they're not like looking at the walls and looking in the walls and in different areas. I'm sure they'll do a whole scan of a house, but when there's things that you don't know exist, you don't know. That's all there is to it, So yes, there's a lot of possibilities. Oh yeah, I've heard Chopper that she's been coming back out. That whatever, they'll deal with her. It is what it is.
Oh, she's got her Fix-A-Flat with her just in case she has a blowout.
I can't, dude. I can't. Oh my god, I can't. Oh god, I can't deal with her. I cannot deal with her at all. Yeah. Oof. Oh my god, I'd probably lose my grip, and I'd have to leave YouTube if I ever saw something crazy like that happen. Like just and then she's all over to the side now. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, I'm clipping that shit.
Is
I'm
like
not
that.
leaving YouTube. I'm clipping it.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true. She's a lot more in your face than Betty is, Chopper, but still, neither one of them are worth anything as far as I'm concerned. That's all my opinion. That's always been about them and not anything else. So
She'll pee in your yard.
yes, she will.
I do remember that mischief. That was crazy. I was watching Nancy that night. That was insane.
Remember the dad that was interviewed by Nancy when he got caught? Oh yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about, Mischief. It's stuff like that. You don't know. We don't know. And look, guys, these houses are money houses. I'm gonna say that. People can argue with me all they want. They're not. Yes, they are. This ain't just your everyday run-of-the-mill Joe that works down at the local hardware store that came in here and bought this house. So people that have these houses have some form of money, okay? When you have money, you can do things with that money, and you can put that money into your home in any way you want to and make what you need to make. Just saying. There's a lot of people that are very handy with stuff like this. It's not hard to do stuff like that, guys. I've seen it
And
100
in this
times.
area, another thing that's important to remember is in this area, and I'm not saying this is just for knowledgeable purposes. I mean, geez, guys, so I've got my camera turned off, but
Okay.
there's these things called storm shelters.
Yep.
And you see them on the side of the road, and they're these big, giant plastic doohickeys. And I mean, I don't think they look plastic from the side of the road. I've never went up and touched one, but either way, whatever they're made out of, it looks like an egg with a tunnel with a tube coming off the top of it and a lid. You dig a hole,
yeah,
and you drop it in your yard, and they're not that expensive.
Listen, thank you for bringing that up, because you know how many people have been doing stuff like that, because what do they call these people that are stocking up on all sorts of stuff and building these little like
Doomsday preppers.
Preppers. Thank you, preppers. Do you know how many people have become preppers and they're building rooms under their homes? I watched a thing on YouTube actually where a guy dug beside his garage that sat on a slab, concrete slab. The whole house sat on a slab. He dug because he had extra room on the side of his garage, a huge hole down under the garage all the way to the length of the house, and went in and built walls in this hole and built his doomsday shelter, I guess you call it. And it filled it. You would have never know it was there. You'd never know it was there, you guys. You couldn't see it. So a lot of people do stuff.
I was watching a show on oh my gosh, Investigation Discovery. This kid, his mom had been murdered like 40 years ago. He was like 5 years old at the time that his mom was murdered. Well, she went missing. The case had never been solved. And 40 years go by, the dad dies, the house gets left to him, and he's out there planting a garden, I think is what he was doing. But he gets to digging out in the yard, and he finds the remains of his mom in the yard of the house that he got left.
Damn. Ouch. That sucks.
Yeah.
That's not cool at all. But yeah, that's crazy. Thank you, Paula. Again, guys, for those of you that have not subscribed to Arctic Box True Crime, this awesome dude that's sitting right underneath me up here, please go do that. There's the link right there. Miss Paula just posted. I promise you guys, if you ever want to find out who's missing in the area whatsoever, watch this channel. You'll probably find that person listed in there 100%. Thank you again, Miss Paula, very much. I don't think the people around there are digging holes in their set. No, I'm not saying that, crazy bitch. I'm saying like you'd be surprised at the places where you would find these. Some of these places may have had this done already. A lot of people back around the early 2000s were doing this type of thing, thinking that the world's coming to an end, which you never know. It could be. Welcome, Kim French. Good to see you. A lot of people down south put in tornado shelters. And things like that. I'm just saying it's nothing I would put anything past. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm not saying that's what they're going to find. I'm just saying it is something that is very, very plausible to think about at this point, because they could have gone through every house in this neighborhood and seen it, not a damn thing. Okay.
And in this area of Tennessee, people do put in storm shelters because tornadoes rip through this area all the way up through Portland. They rip through this area. I have literally seen John boats in the top of trees going to my daughter's grave in Portland, which is probably about 30 minutes from Hendersonville, depending on which back road you go up. So it is
100%.
tornadoes rip through this area, and they don't just come just one big tornado. You might have 3 or 4, and then they have what's called straight line winds. And I was managing Earthbound in Rivergate Mall, and I had the Chick-fil-A sign come through my back wall of
Damn.
the
Yep.
mall. Yeah, literally
Damn.
came through the wall and was sticking in my office from straight line winds.
Those straight line winds can be worse than a damn tornado. We had them come through here about 3 weeks ago, and one of my neighbor's trees that had to have been over 100 years old based on the size of it got pulled completely up out of the yard and landed up on top of his roof.
Yep, that happens. It happens here in Ohio, guys. When we had the F5 in 86, 85, 86, it was one of them 2 years. That's the biggest thing ever. The town that I live in now, the city part of it was completely destroyed. It pulled people out of their cemetery graves, folks, and they found people that were buried in Ohio and Pennsylvania laying in the middle of the freeway. I mean, it happens, folks. They're nasty. So people started building these shelters to protect them underground, so it doesn't do stuff like that. Okay. And again, a lot of this stuff, the preppers, the tornado people that want it to protect themselves, you got to have a little bit of money invested in something like that. It's not that easy to do. You can't just go dig a hole and go stand in it. I mean, you could, but it's probably not going to work very well. I'm just saying, when people have money to do things, they do things. Okay. And it's not that hard to believe. And truthfully, if this was a premeditated situation, if somebody met this kid online per se, they know what he's into, the video games or this or that. Let's go on an adventure. I got it. We're going to go camping or we're going to go do this and that. And you put a video game down there on a TV and some snacks and bingo. There you go. I'm just saying. Things have to make sense sometimes. Cincy's Bulldozer, welcome from Blanchester. Good to have you here, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, Kim Frank.
On that same note, if it's someone Sebastian knows, even though
yes.
they could have him down in a basement with all the video games and food that he wants, and he'd be oblivious to the fact that everyone's looking for him. Why is he going to question, like, say, Grandma Rogers if he's down in her basement or something?
Yep, 100%. And at that point, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because now they have him there. All you got to do is keep him away from the news. Okay, that's not hard to do. He's probably not going to want to watch it anyway. Keep him away from YouTube. He's not going to watch it anyway. Okay, well, at least not this part of it. And that's all it takes. Just keep telling him what you want him to, what he think he wants to know. Everything's fine. Everything's good. This is great. Here's some more snacks. Here's a new video game. This and that. 6 months ain't a long time, you guys. It's really not. Okay. That's all they got to do to keep him. I don't know what's going on, who has him, if anybody, or why. But these things are all very, very, very plausible explanations to this scenario. And considering what we actually do know at this point, which is nothing, okay, what we actually have seen at this point, which is nothing, we have to look at something that could make some sense. That's all we're saying, again. Welcome, Remy. Oops, sorry. What is going on here? But would he not question when he could see his mom? He very well could. But again, Remy, you got to understand when somebody's doing this, I'm sure it was well thought out. They're going to make excuses. Now, I will say this at some point eventually, because these kids are smart. He's very smart. He may get tired of it. He may get past it. He may want his mom or his dad. That's when things are scary for him. That's what I'm worried about. Okay. 6 months is 6 months. I don't know what this child's patience level is, and I don't know what they could do to keep him calm and patient for this scenario. Nobody does. If it's somebody he knows, though, that's why I'm glad Arctic brought that up. That makes it a little more comforting to him in some senses and more trustworthy because it is somebody he knows. You know what I mean? But again, nobody knows. Nobody knows. That's very sad, I wondered if someone tapped on his window, told him to come out the front door. They grabbed him or told him it was an emergency, but don't tell mom. I mean, yeah, Remy, that's very possible. That's very, very possible. Okay.
And that's the thing. There's so many scenarios out there, and believe me, every single one of them has gone through my head since Sebastian went missing. But the fact is, we've got very limited information that's been put out by law enforcement or by the press as to, what they know. And I can promise you right now, they know far more than what we do. In fact, they may know exactly who to be looking at and everything else, which is probably why they're keeping their mouth shut, because they don't want to jeopardize any type of case that they're trying to form at the moment. I know everyone's eager for more information. I'm eager for more information too, but not if it's going to risk, if someone did kidnap Sebastian, not if it's going to risk the case against them.
No, and I don't want to know. If that's the case, I don't want to know it. If it's going to ruin the fact that they could bring him home, keep him safe, and keep him alive, if that's the scenario, keep it to yourself, please, until you get it right. I'm saying that wholeheartedly. Of course, we all want to know. We've invested a lot of heart and soul into this case, a lot of time. We all want him to come home, but in the end, you have to do what's right and what's safe for him. That's the most important thing, folks, and that's what they do. I fully agree with that. So, I definitely don't think, though, based on what we're here talking about today, that what's going on right now is the way to do this. I definitely don't. And I hope
No.
I hope that law enforcement steps in on this and says, no, this ain't how this is going to happen.
Let me ask a question to both of you, because I'm not sure, to be honest. Could the TBI or the FBI put a gag order on Seth and his team to keep them from this bullshit happening?
I think that if they saw that he was endangering the investigation, possibly, that's my opinion, based on things that I've seen in the past, I would imagine. But only, I think, being that he's a parent, I think that's the only way that they could do something like that. If I'm right or wrong, Mom, you probably know more than I would, but
No, yeah, absolutely. If it's gonna hurt the integrity of the investigation or hurt what they're working on as far as an investigation, yeah, they can absolutely gag them. A judge can.
that's what I would think.
Well, that needs to be done, because this whole send your tips via text to Nick is hurting the integrity of the investigation, in my opinion.
They should
Yeah,
shut
the
that down.
FBI and the TBI are both aware of the whole using psychedelic drugs and the tip
Yep.
on
Yep.
that flyer.
Well, if we go backwards, Mom, if you remember that, I think Arctic too, because you had mentioned something about it before when we talked about it. When that other, when that one missing poster came out and that other tip line that went directly to Seth was put out, wasn't that stopped at one point too?
Yeah, that was that not the last we heard of out of law enforcement?
Yeah, that's what
They
I'm
came
saying.
out and said they were aware of it.
You don't do
They
that, guys.
put a stop to the altered Amber Alert flyer that had been circulated at Seth's
Yeah.
request too.
Yep, absolutely. So there you go. There you go, right there. This is just one more instance of that type of a thing, you guys. And it's impeding the process of the case. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, it's got to stop happening. Every 3 weeks or so, I've noticed there's something new that is put into effect here. I'm not saying it's happening on schedule. I'm just saying it seems to be a thing, that every 3 weeks or maybe a little more than that, something new gets brought into the picture. Let's try this now. We're going to try that now. We're going to do this now. We're going to it's not doing anything. They brought Tony Mathis in, which caused nothing but insane bullshit to come out of the case for a period of time. He goes on TikTok and does his stupid nighttime streams about nothing. Okay. He brings in Stephen Crabtree and his ridiculous bullshit about, again, having an in with law enforcement and getting personal private information given to him. Bullshit. Sorry. Which we found out to be false information. Again and again and again and again and again. No Sebastian.
And Mischief, to answer your question, yeah, I do think it's entirely possible that Sebastian was lured out by a family member. I've said that much. I don't have proof of it. I don't have anything to back it up, but it is entirely possible. I do think, based on behavior patterns that I've seen, it's far more likely that that family member was Seth or someone in his family than it was the Proudfoots or anyone in theirs, although some things have come to light that are making me question Katie and Chris as well. So, I mean, at this point, like I said, I have not taken anyone off my bingo card.
Right. Agreed. Like I said that in the beginning. From the beginning, I will not remove anybody, and I don't care who it is. Whether, hold on, guys. Sorry, my grandkids just walked through the back door. What was I about to say? Come on, Dago. Hold on, guys. Hold on a second.
Infiltrated by the littles.
They do it every time. Every time. It's okay. They're allowed. Anyway,
Alicia, the sad thing about it is, and this is you're addressing Dago, but
I'll be right back.
The sad part of it is that I love seeing the grandbabies. I absolutely love seeing the kids and the grandbabies, but you have these people that want to screen record other lives, and then they want to go look at that. He's got his grandbabies in the background, and it's really sad, but we've seen it happen so many times. Or people want to screenshot stuff and be like, look at this. Did you see this? They were talking about a murder case, and there's a 5-year-old in the background. That's just rule of thumb. Like when I unless I'm out and about, like the one and only time that my stepdaughter has ever been on my channel at all whatsoever was one time when we went out to Maddie's memorial. That is the only time, and it was like 2 seconds. She was in the back seat. I noticed she was in my screen and moved my phone where she was no longer in my screen.
All right, sorry about that.
Yeah, people do suck.
No problem, Artie. They do, and no, I'm not crossing anybody off. I don't care if it's Chris, Katie, Seth, the Proudfoots, Robin, any of them, until law enforcement says that these people have absolutely nothing to do with the disappearance of this child. That's just how I am, and that's the way it stayed. There's no reason to let that go at this point because we just don't know. Okay.
Until he's at home, I'm side-eyeing everybody. Like I was telling my old man the other night, I'm side-eyeing the family, and that's in immediate family or third cousins to the second uncle. I'm side-eyeing the guy that works at Starbucks. I'm looking at everybody. Teachers, principals. Did you go to church? Because I'm side-eyeing everybody there too. Like until this child's brought home, that whole area of Tennessee, I'm side-eyeing everybody.
Yeah, right. Teachers, neighbors, everything, guys. We don't know. Maybe a teacher got obsessed with this child and his life and things like that and felt bad for him and wanted to do something that they think they're helping him. Guys, it happens. It absolutely happens.
How many times have we seen in the past year teachers that groom their students, these teenage boys and girls?
100%. And I'll be honest with you, hey Phil, welcome. Good to see you. As crazy as this sounds, I have seen so much more just from looking by accident. Female teachers that will take advantage of male students. I mean, guys, I'm talking by the hundreds now. It happens so often now, and it's disgusting, but it's true. Whether Sebastian, I'm not saying it's in a attraction manner per se, although that could be as well, but people get obsessed with certain things. People obsess over people. And because Sebastian is a great kid, a sweet child, they could have felt for him. People want to take children on as their own children because they feel that they have they're close with these people, and I'm going to help him. His life is horrible in their opinion, and bing, bang, boom. You know what I'm saying? So just saying. LJD3. I really thought he'd be fun. I think we all did, LJ. I really thought we all thought that he'd have been found within the first month, to be honest with you. Lighting their way. Welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us today. Guys, I just don't know. All I know is that I'm highly disturbed with what I've seen recently happening with the addition of these two people. Thank you, Mo. Let me see something here. Give me a second.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. I think it's totally uncalled for, a shitstorm, and grown men trying to make their name off of a missing child, and it makes me sick at my stomach. And you got one going on News Nation and the other one going live, going, "Oh, make sure you watch media. Make sure we're on media." No, honey, I didn't see you up there. I saw the already famous person up there.
Very true. Very true. Very true. Very true. Thank you, Miss Sherry. Sherry just sent me this. 6-year-old girl kidnapped. She was killed by her neighbor, previously identified as Cody Scott Taylor, 30. Police said evidence leads us to believe that the deceased abducted and killed 6-year-old Faye Marie Sweatlick, and it appears that he is the sole perpetrator of this crime. Case Public Safety Director Byron Shelgrove said. Thank you, Miss Sherry. So sad once again. And again, you guys, I had to look at something. In the very beginning of this case, there was a woman that was being looked at. Doodlebug was very invested in her. I can't think of her name right now, but she was purposely taking people in a different direction with this case for whatever reason I don't understand nor know. And it made me look and go, what are you doing? Are you involved in this? She was part of, oh my God, I'm roboted. Hold on.
Mystery, is it me or Dago? Because it's storming, so it might be me, and I apologize if it is, guys. I know he's talking about, I can't think of that lady's name. I don't know if I have it in Discord. That was the lady that was already warned to stay away from cases, wasn't it?
I think so. Do I sound okay now? The heifer on the horse. That's what shit Doodle calls her. Yes. Carrie Foster. Kerrie Foster. The heifer on the horse. Yes. That's what she called her from day one. I will show you something real quick. And I'll be honest with you guys, I still question this scenario because it was very strange. Why would anybody come out of nowhere to help with this case and take everybody in the exact opposite direction with what's going on? That's very strange to me. And I still don't know. I'm sure she was investigated, but I still don't trust her either. Let me see something. Hold on a minute. Where is this? Where is it? I knew Doodle would have the name for sure. 1 second.
I had a screenshot.
It was bad. That scared me right out of the gate. I think there's a photo of her in one of the very first newsreels rolling by on a horse, and she had to be removed. Maybe it's this one here. Let me see. It may not be, but I'm gonna play it real fast just in case. Hold on.
Oh, wow. I haven't been through my Sebastian tab in a long time, and I just found a video from Fox Nashville that has been taken off YouTube. Very interesting. This is why I should go back to screen recording this morning.
Sorry, Mom. Go ahead. What'd you say?
I just found a video that was March 28, 2024 from Fox Nashville that's been removed from YouTube. It's been privated.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Welcome, Misha. Yeah, and see, that's part of the problem right there, Misha. That's not the way this is supposed to be going. It made me so mad when Nick said on his last video that KP and CP were sickos and hell was waiting on them. He also said that they went on vacation while Sebastian was missing, but that was Seth that left. They didn't go on vacation. Okay, what see, this is the misinformation that's been put out insanely. Chris Proudfoot went back to work, okay? And he took his camper because that's where he stays when he's working. Katie went with him on the what's the word I'm thinking of? It was recommended because of all the bullshit that was going on around their house at that time, the harassment that was happening. So she went with him, helped him get set up for his job, and then she came back. There was no vacation. That's all it was. It was just to calm things down, and you know, the people were surrounding the houses and just driving them nuts. Basically, that's not a vacation, though. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it's crazy the things that have been put out. It really is. That's all I'm saying. They were getting threats. Yeah, lighting. Thank you for that. They were getting threats, and the recommendation from the police department was maybe take a little leave of absence here. There's nothing that you can do here, and if he's found,
Yeah.
we'll get a
Yeah,
hold of
and
you.
a lot of people are like, "Well, I don't care what law enforcement said. I wouldn't leave." If you were being threatened, your life was being threatened, and law enforcement told you to go, until you're in that situation, you don't know what you're going to do. As we can see, they've had to go and get a restraining order put out on one creator already because
Yep.
they were being. I mean, Bullhorn Betty and her crew of clowns were out there stalking the Proudfoots, taking pictures of Chris's minor daughter, who should have never been brought into this equation whatsoever. It's a whole mess. And so you're going to tell me, oh, well, I wouldn't do that. Well, if your other family members were being threatened and you were being threatened and you needed to protect your children or what have you, I promise you, you might think differently on that.
100%. Yes, sir. Thank you for that statement. That's a fact. That is an absolute fact. It wasn't a vacation. Do you really think anybody that lost a child, that has a child missing, is going to go on vacation and enjoy themselves? Come on, guys. We know that that's not true. We all know that that's not true. And we have to look at it for what it is. They were being threatened. They were being harassed daily. They had people driving back and forth in front of their home, taking pictures, standing there staring, doing this, doing that. Meanwhile, their child's missing. I would have left the area too. Again, and like they had said, Katie couldn't do nothing. Chris has to make the money to keep their home. They still have to have a home to bring Sebastian home to. Okay, you have to continue doing these things as hard as it is. Katie hadn't gone back to work for a while. Okay, it took her a while to do it. Steph didn't go back to work for a while. If he ever did, I don't even know if he did. Somebody has to.
Katie didn't create a GoFundMe 3 days after her son went missing, so she wouldn't have to work. Just saying.
That came from Seth's side of his camp. That's true. Very true. Very true. Very true. These things you have to look at for what they are, folks. Period. Hey, SRB, good to see you, dear. I think this is the video where this woman comes by. She's on a horse. I could be wrong because I am off.
A new search is underway for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers in Sumner County. Here's a live look at the scene. This is from Jerry Barler in our News 2 First Alert Unit. Significant response at the command center right off of Long Hollow Pike right now. Sebastian Rogers disappeared from his home in late February. Weeks of searching has yielded no progress, still no sign of the little boy. The Sumner County Sheriff's Office said this morning they are committed to leaving no stone unturned. We'll have a crew following the search throughout the day and bring you updates as we get them.
No, that wasn't the one. There was a video, a newsreel, where somebody goes walking. There's a group of people go by, and it's Carrie Foster sitting on a horse, and she rides right on by. She's the one that they had to. They locked her down, questioned her, and then removed her from and told her you cannot be around this case. Period. That's what I'm saying, guys. I still question scenarios like that. Why? Why was she involved to begin with? If she had nothing to gain from this, or she was this other person, the things she had done before, she should have never been allowed to be anywhere near this. That's the problem. So I just questioned people like that. Like, well, was there involvement with her? Possibly. Do we know? Do we not know? I don't know. You know what I mean? So, right, Teresa, that's, Doodlebug was all over that for a long time. She probably still is, to be honest with you. Like, I just don't trust her, and I don't blame her. Welcome, Spooky Paws. Good to see you. Justice Jane. Thank you. Justice Jane posts here again. Missing for 194 days in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Sebastian Rogers, Caucasian, 15-year-old, a 5 foot 520 pounds with brown hair, last seen on 2/26 of 24 with a black sweatshirt and black pants with a white stripe. It wasn't a sweatshirt; it was a black long sleeve shirt. I'm sorry, that had either a Minecraft, a Star Wars, or something else on the front of it. He was barefoot and he had a lighted keychain. Now the facts are that if he's wearing those same clothes, I doubt it. Okay, if he is, I'd be really, really, really surprised. There is a $50,000 verifiable reward at this point, produced by the FBI. It has been stated that there was another 50,000 put forth, but we've seen absolutely no verifiable proof that is available at this point, guys. So please don't take that to heart, but you can take that $50,000 to heart that was provided by the FBI. That's fact. So again, let me check here, see if there's anything. Thank you, Jane, for posting that. That's awesome. That's what this is all about, you guys. We're putting his face out. We're putting out his information. Today's conversation, I wanted people's opinions on what they think about this. Do you think it's going to help? Do you think it's going to help or hinder? I personally think it's going to hinder the situation if they allow this to go forth. I truly do. I'm pretty sure that Arctic feels the same way. As does Mom. So that's just our opinions, folks. And again, I absolutely respect other people's feelings on this, but you guys got to look at the facts that we've seen, the facts that are being put forth about these things, and the ridiculousness of some of the scenarios that are involved with what's going on with this new stuff. Okay. You know, the biggest and most ridiculous thing, in my opinion, is using psychotropic drugs to drag a confession out of somebody, coerce a confession out of somebody, is ridiculous, in my opinion, considering that there are no suspects that have been labeled at this point. That's a problem for me. That's not a good thing, guys. And none of it, if they were to do this, let me put it this way again, like I did in the beginning. If they were to be able to do this, none of that, if this person actually did something to Sebastian, how are you going to prosecute him? Because none of it's admissible in court. So the confession is garbage, okay? The confession would be garbage, and anything they took from that person is garbage as far as the law goes and courts go. So what's the point behind that? We'll find Sebastian, do we think? Because I don't. That's just, again, my opinion. Victoria says dog isn't going to help. He wants attention and will lead everyone on a false trail like he did in the laundry case. I'm just saying.
I tend to agree.
Absolutely, Victoria. Yes, sir. Let me see. I'm just trying to backtrack on the chat real fast, guys. Again, thank you, Justice Jane. Again, everybody popping in here. If you can, please hit the like button so we can make an algorithm with this. And people everywhere will see this, not just us. Please and thank you if you can. If you have not yet, I'd greatly appreciate it. I greatly, greatly appreciate it.
There go Doodle wants you to check Discord.
Yes. Thank you. And thank you, Doodle. Hold on. Aha. Thank you, Miss Doodle. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, thank goodness, because I was going crazy over here trying to find it.
It's okay. I couldn't find it either. It's weird. I don't know why. This is Doodle's video on this. Great stuff, Doodle. Okay, guys. This is who I was talking about. Hold on. This is Carrie Foster. Okay. There's her. Obviously, you can tell she's arrested, and most people when they get arrested don't look so happy. That's one red flag right there in itself. Let me move this for right now. All right, on we go. Is there sound on this, Doodle? It doesn't matter. Okay. And here we go. Carrie Foster inserted herself into Sebastian's search and redirected the search. The question is why? Foster deceived search efforts for missing autistic teen Sebastian Rogers. Let's see here. In a shocking revelation, it has come to light that Carrie Foster, a convicted felon with a history of reckless behavior, including a 2021 incident in which she was arrested after bringing a loaded handgun into an elementary school, is actively deceiving the search efforts for missing autistic teen Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian, who mysteriously vanished sometime after 9 p.m. on Sunday, February 25th, now faces the grave threat of having his search efforts compromised by Foster's deceitful actions. Unbeknownst to the community, Foster has been operating under a false facade, concealing her troubled past and leveraging her position within the search operation to spread lies and misinformation to her group, where she holds an administrator status, which consists of over 6,000 members. With the cunning confidence, she manipulated genuine intentions of good people. Onward. This all happened in the very, very beginning. The time of complacency is over. Let us unite in exposing Foster's treachery and reclaiming these search efforts for Sebastian's sake. Every moment counts, and we cannot afford to let Foster's deception stand in the way of bringing Sebastian home where he belongs. A detective working Sebastian's case has confirmed that Carrie Foster has absolutely no authority in this case and that her criminal background prevents her from even passing out flyers. So she should have never been anywhere near this, guys. If you are not allowed to even touch flyers, that's pretty dark, folks. That's pretty bad, and that's a problem. Carrie Foster's full criminal record can be found on Tennessee Department of Corrections website, which, of course, we looked up months and months and months ago. From there, you can search for Carrie Foster to view her record. The Facebook group in question, titled Finding Sebastian Rogers, can be found here. And off the more. Is it still running? Yeah, it is. I can't read the top. Foster has brazenly directed search efforts beyond the boundaries established by law enforcement and has trespassed on private property via horseback while insinuating that she was carrying firearms. She claims she had authoritative permission to do all of this, which has been proven to be false by authorities. Her delusional obsession with finding, hear that part of it right there. Delusional obsession. With finding Sebastian blinds her to the real dangers her actions pose to herself and innocent bystanders. It is imperative that the community wakes up to the reality of Foster's deceit. Sebastian's chances of being found diminish with each passing moment that Foster continues to peddle her lies and manipulate the search efforts. This is not a misunderstanding or misguided intentions. This is a deliberate act of sabotage by a woman driven by her own twisted and assumed mentally ill motivations. Okay. Hold on. There she is again. And again. And of course, there's our boy, Mr. Sebastian Rogers. Now, why is my question? This is the question I've asked from the first week that this child went missing. Why did she do this? What motive would somebody have to come into an investigation on a missing child and lead everybody in the complete opposite direction? Anybody?
5 minutes of fame?
What good is that going to do you, though, if you're not helping to find him and you're taking everybody away from finding him? You know what I mean? That's going to make people look down on you in a negative way.
Deterring?
Certainly, yeah, deterring for sure. And it's certainly giving me Jody Sue Brown vibes in the Summer Wells case.
Yes, sir. It's exactly what it felt the same way to me, too.
Look here, don't look here.
And it made me go, why are we looking over here? What's over here that you don't want us to see? You know what I'm saying? It bugged me. It really did.
I'm the kid that touches the red button. I'm looking over there just because you told me not to.
Uh-huh. Yeah, a lot of us need to do that, truly. And now we have, where'd this come from? This is what I don't like. Now, so Nick has done what he does. Same thing he did with Danilo. Same thing he did with Zimmerman. And he did put out a lot of information on Zimmerman, guys, because I was the only one covering that case that I saw. along with Nick. Okay. And at some point I stopped running a lot of what Nick was saying because I'm like, wait a minute, that's not right. This is wrong. This, and you're doing some things that are kind of dangerous. This guy is a highly, highly dangerous person. So I stopped running all of what he was saying. Because it was more provoking than anything. And that's not what we were trying to do. We were trying to find this guy so that people weren't in danger anymore. So now he's out doing it again in regards to, he has his comes on, does his lives talking about Sebastian the same way he did with Josh. Okay. And Jesus, we have like 1, 2, hold on. Now, this is what I don't like. This is why I'm showing you this real quick. This is not going to help this situation whatsoever. And I'm sure I'll be agreed with in some senses.
Is let them grieve, okay? Let the family grieve. Let me tell you something. If they are hiding something, the next month will tell. That next month will tell if they are hiding something. If you people back away and cover the truth, cover what's happening. Don't stop covering the case. Cover both of it. If you're going to cover Kate, cover Seth. If you're going to cover Seth, cover Kate. Don't cover the parents.
Katie.
You don't have to. They don't need to be covered right now because there's not really a reason except speculation. Now, let me tell you one thing. You guys know that we are very vicious when it comes to getting information. And when we find the person or people responsible, or when we find the lies, and you guys know we find lies, we will find their lies. Let us amplify them, and it will be correct. We have to stop this whole lynching of one guy, going after this Seth, or going after. This isn't the Super Bowl. You guys.
Now, back to where we've been throughout this whole thing. Misha says, sorry guys, hold on. I have a 10-year-old little autistic son, and he said earlier today, Sebastian, I love you, and we will find. Thank you, Misha.
Misha, you send him so much love from us.
Please, please, please do.
Amen.
Hold on, guys. So we're back to square one. Once again, it's just somebody different coming out here saying the same things again, and again. Please notice that with this.
I don't want to use the word, but a lot of you are morons. This is a missing child, and you're treating it like the Super Bowl. Like the Super Bowl. Team Proudfoot, Team Seth. There's no damn team except Team Sebastian. That's the name that I need to hear. And I'm not going to lie. If I see another headline and people that keep doing these videos, can you block people on YouTube? Because I'm going to. I can't stand it. You guys are trying to run on what? This is a little boy. That's why we got involved. This thing is so convoluted that they're never going to find him if I leave it to YouTube. Had we not gotten at least involved, you really trust YouTubers to solve the case, guys? I'm not solving the case at all. But let me tell you, tonight.
Then why do you have a tip line if you're not solving the case, Nick? Really? Why do you have a tip line set up?
If you guys want to keep playing with misinformation, trust me, we will be on the national networks every single night. And you're not going to have much to work off of because the networks will flag the hell out of any content that you take from them.
That statement alone is the exact reason. If you're not solving the case, why do you need a tip line?
And on a side note, Graceland called Elvis wants his glasses back.
Exactly. I was going to say something a little bit more not family friendly, but and on another note, like I said earlier, Bub, and I'm speaking to Mr. Nick here. You're the one that decided to come play in our sandbox on this side. So you have a YouTube channel. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but when he was chasing the itsy bitsy spider, he made a YouTube channel immediately. So I wouldn't talk out the side of my neck about YouTubers until you delete your channel, bub.
You mean the
And I
channel that
haven't
he's?
seen him.
You mean the channel that he's on right now, telling us this stuff on?
Oh, this was on Twitter. That says, is this his TikTok?
This
Because
is a
he was
YouTube.
on Twitter.
I pulled this.
It's
Yeah,
a
but I pulled
YouTube.
this up on YouTube. Yes.
Oh,
So.
okay. So yeah, that YouTube channel that he has that he made,
Mm-hmm.
So just putting it out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I love how he frames it that in the next month the case is going to get solved. So 6 months of the TBI, the FBI, the Henderson County or Hendersonville, Sumner County, the Secret Service, I might add, involved too, all involved in the case. 6 months of all the alphabet agencies involved in this case, and it hasn't been solved. But Nick, you and Dog, you're going to solve it within the next month. Okay. Okay.
Well, Nick did a great job putting out the information for Danilo Cavalcante. He didn't do anything to help, as far as I'm concerned, other than put out some information with Joshua Zimmerman. I've never seen him do anything else. I really haven't. Okay. And I was very appreciative of what he did with Danilo's case. It helped me in a lot of ways to stream to you guys to show you what's going on, where he's at, and how to be safe. Besides that, again, I've not seen anything more than that. Okay. So what you're doing is you're jumping on that damn bandwagon and breaking some rules, because Dog said, bending some rules, as he says. Yes, PJ, tip lines are illegal from my understanding. To add anything that has nothing to do with TBI or FBI or any of that, they're not legal in my opinion. I think that's fact that they're just not legal. So again, I don't think this is a good thing. I'll let you hear a little bit more of what he's saying, but it's nothing, guys. It's nothing any different in my opinion.
And we'll make sure that happens because, again, the company you're dealing with a corporation. We're not playing games. This is now like this case pissed me off a lot. I don't get mad, but I get mad when it involves a child and people that are not. I'm not saying you're exploiting him, but you're not covering it correctly. A lot of people are not covering it the way they should be. A lot of people should be covering it different. Guess what? If there are no updates, there are no updates. And if you want to stay on the case, you do what I'm doing. It's a 5-minute video. That's it. There's no updates. Going forward, guys, I'm going to be getting updates when there are. And if there's not, I'm going to tell you that there are no updates. And I'm going to remind you of what we know because we have to drill that into our heads and get that BS out. Right now, everybody's a suspect. Seth, Christopher, Kate, same boat. But let me tell you, Seth cooperating so far. Seth has agreed to undergo many tests. And Seth he's literally cooperating. I'm not saying he's the great guy, but guess what? Cooperating. At the end of the day, Dog's involvement isn't for publicity on him, and it's a shame.
And Chris and Katie have cooperated through the whole thing as well. So let's not make it out like they're not cooperating just because Seth is. Okay. Just saying.
On the people that are saying that, I kind of laugh because you've been begging for a radio station to pick it up. And I'm not saying that Sebastian doesn't deserve to be amplified. He deserves to be more than amplified. This kid needs to be on everywhere. Okay. We have a little boy that's missing. But what? A guy comes in and overnight you guys are on TMZ, Daily Mail, World News, and you're angry. Give me a break. I think people are angry because the facts are about to come out. If you're scared because you're going to lose your following, it's not too late, guys. Just start saying, I should have taken my blinders off and I got stuck in it. I got stuck in a mess and I don't know why, but let's start it over, guys. Here's what we know. Sebastian, age 15, didn't leave home. We don't know. Was last seen the night he went to bed. And then the next morning, his mother reported him missing. Go off of what TBI has out. Listen, you guys know that we do give details out, but we never essentially overstep our boundaries. We are here to
They never overstep their boundaries, huh?
get the guy caught. Dog the Bounty Hunter is going to be working on it nonstop. For publicity, we just chased, I don't even know what to call Zimmerman, the cross-dressing cross-country thing for 70 days. Did they see the publicity? We did not chase publicity. But where was Dog? Chasing for 70 days. Yeah, publicity, let me tell you. It's a shame. At the end of the day, there's a kid missing. The more networks, the better. Do you honestly think TMZ would have picked it up if anybody else got involved? No. It's good that they picked it up because guess what? Maybe if he's in another town, let's think of theories. If Sebastian is alive in that town, people watch TMZ. They watch it, right? Compared to Channel 2 Sirius. I like that that Tennessee channel. I was trying to make fun of Philadelphia. Tennessee Channel 2. Channel 2 in Tennessee. You guys are cool.
I have this turned all the way up, you guys. I don't know why it's so low. My apologies. His name is Nick the Hat, Willie, and good to see you, Willie.
But I'm saying overall, people that are younger are not going to sit there. The weather today is 85, and we have this. No, they go to TMZ because that's where they go. And guess what? They reach 150 million people a day. That's people we need to get Sebastian's face on, not ours, not Dogs. If it takes using.
Thank you, Arctic. I was gonna say I couldn't think of how to say it, but that's basically what they are. The National Enquirer equivalent of television. Yes, 100%.
I've been on TMZ. Nick, how many times have you been on TMZ?
You've been on there more than once, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I have, and you know, when TMZ reached out to me, and I can show receipts, they reached out to me and asked me to be on. I was like, "What the hell? I don't even know about going on TMZ. They ain't got good record
They don't
for
have real
being
good credibility. Yes.
a good place to show my face." And my son was like, "Mom, it's freaking TMZ. Go on TMZ." And yeah, I've been on there numerous. I just figured I'd swell that up for my own purposes. For Nick there. How many times have you been on TMZ, bub? You know, TMZ picks up cases that are trending. Doesn't have a damn thing to do with y'all.
Sorry about the volume. Yeah, his name is Nick the Hat, and he's partnering up with Dog Willie. And neither one of these people are good for this case, in my opinion. Personally, that's what today was all about: is to ensure that you guys can see this for what it is, and take our opinions. You don't have to run with them. Our thoughts and our opinions on this. Take your own. Look at it for what it is, you guys. Go back and watch some of this stuff. I just wanted everybody to put their feelings out on this and to understand what mine were. Now we know what Moms and Arctics are. And Mom and Arctic have been doing this for quite a long time, even longer than me. And I've been out here for a couple of years, folks. Okay. And they've seen these things go down like this. They've seen people like this come out here and do what they're doing. And obviously they both know this is not a good situation. When you bring drugs into it, guys, drugs are bad. We know that. Okay. But psychotropic drugs I'm going to say this as many times as I can. Psychotropic drugs to coerce a confession from somebody in a missing person's case. What in the actual hell does that even mean? It can't be real.
And either way, even if they do coerce a confession, it won't be admissible in court, which is compromising the case, which goes back to what I stated at the beginning. This judge, the TBI and the FBI need to go before a judge and ask that a gag order be put on Seth and his team because they are completely tearing this case apart.
In every aspect, yes. Every aspect, you guys. And at this point, any judge that this group of people brings in, I'm not going to put it past being Judge Judy or some dumb shit like that. That's the only person that would allow something stupid like this to happen, in my opinion. I'm just saying. Hold on, Green Eye. What did you say now? Hold on. He has a show at 7:30. He said he'd do as much. Can he has autistic family member? He said, keep up the good. Wait. Oh, okay. Do as much. Thank you. Good. Green Eyed knows Donnie Osmond. You know, Donnie and Marie Osmond. And that she's gonna get him to go ahead and speak Sebastian's name, possibly show his picture. And this is what he said. He has a show at 7:30 tonight, and that he said he's gonna do as much as he can he has autistic family member as well, and then he said to keep up the good work to us. So thank you for that, Green Eye. Tell Donnie we all said thank you for his part in this, and anything he can do, we do definitely greatly appreciate that. So thank you very much.
Awesome.
Yes, 100%. Like I said, anyone that can put their foot into this, anyone, it doesn't matter, guys. It doesn't matter. My wife is already on the works trying to deal with that situation with Sebastian Bach as well. So we'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens. And the fact that we're even sitting here having this conversation, saying his name, showing his picture, is the absolute best thing we can do, guys. Truly, that's what it's all about. But I wanted to do this today, and I'm telling you because a few people approached me with this, and they said, "Dago, what do you think? You know, what's your opinion?" And I those people that did that, you know who you are. I thank you for wanting to know my opinion on this. And of course, these two people here are probably the most amazing people that I know right now. And they really do put out some great stuff on this. They know more about any of this missing than I do. Okay. Sorry, guys. There it is. This is who we need to focus this on. Nothing else. Not psychotropic drugs, not Dog the Bounty Hunters TV show, not Nick the Hat, not any of this. Okay. Thank you, Mom. That's the most important thing, no matter what happens. Go ahead, buddy.
Dago didn't have to ask my opinion. As anyone who knows me well knows, I give my opinion whether asked for or not. So,
But I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Yes, he does. Yes, he does, and that's what I appreciate. So yes, the drama has to go away. Every time we think the drama's gone away, guess what? There's something else that, and I promise you guys, give this situation with this whole new thing. Give this situation 2 weeks and come back to me and tell me what the situation is with it, please. I want to know. I want to know everybody's opinions. Look at this situation. If this gets moving, 2 weeks and tell me what it does. It's going to be more drama. It's going to be more drama. I can almost guarantee you that. And if it's not, then I'll eat my words. I have no problem with that whatsoever. But I'm telling you, it's definitely going to be.
It's already drama. Just that little clip that you showed. What is this? A pissing match? You know? Oh, you're not doing it right. You're not doing this right. This is the first missing kid I've ever seen you share anything. Never seen.
And I think it's real rich that he's on there talking about, if you're going to talk about Seth, talk about Chris and Katie. You know, when everything that Seth has done has been against Chris and Katie. Everything that Seth has done has been to paint them as monsters. Well, Seth and his mother and everyone on Team Seth. So you want to talk about where all the drama and all the bullshit and all the fuckery has come from in this case? Look at BHB and Terry Lynn and all these creators that have been Team Seth. That's where a lot of this fuckery has come from.
Guys, I remember watching a video and it blew my mind completely. That's when I kind of made my decision about Team Seth. When I watched his mother, while out on a search, go find a creator that was live and searching and walk up to this creator knowing who it was. That's how she found him, by watching his live stream. Walked right up to him and said, "Well, did you hear that Chris was taking down all the missing posters while he was live?" No, he was live. Don't tell me she didn't do that on purpose. That was nothing but drama, okay? And then that creator got upset about it because she turns around the next day and yells at him for it. Are you serious? You know you did that on purpose. This is what I'm saying. That was when I said, wait a minute, there's something wrong over here. I don't like the way this is going. The decisions that were being made, they bring somebody in that runs everybody else off, that has any kind of credentials or credibility whatsoever, in my opinion, at least. They're gone. They stepped away from this. Anybody that was here that could help, that has any kind of a background, that is, something that I would look at and go, okay, I get it. They're gone. Does anybody think that that's normal? And once again, Chris and Katie haven't brought anybody into this. They haven't brought anybody. They haven't done anything other than cooperate with law enforcement from what I've seen. Okay. So you tell me what looks funny on which side, folks. That's all I'm saying. And that's where my problem has lied with this from the beginning. Again, please clarify when I say this that I'm not saying that Chris and Katie are 100% cleared and innocent of this. We don't know that. I don't know that, and you don't know that. But I'll tell you one thing: they haven't made these stupid decisions that have been made from the other side that have made this case the circus that it has become from the moment it started. Okay, from the moment the first time that man came out and spoke about this scenario, and on forth from there, it's been a circus, guys, and it's just gotten worse and worse and worse and worse. And I'm not attacking him by any means. I'm sure that he misses his son, and I'm sure that he means well. But why are you making repeated decisions that are screwing this up? I don't get it. I don't get it. Because I'm telling you, I wouldn't do things like this if this was my child and he was missing. I definitely wouldn't. And that's all I'm saying, you guys. Again, you don't have to take my word for nothing other than what it is, okay? I'm no better than anybody else, and I don't know any more than what we all know, but I know what I'm seeing, and I know how it makes me feel. That's all I'm saying. And I know because Arctic will tell you and has said the same thing. He feels the same way. I'm pretty sure Mom does. I won't speak for her. But again, it's just what it is, you guys. At this point, this is what we see. And I'll tell you what we're not seeing. I'll tell you one thing that we're not seeing. We're not seeing this right here posted very often at all, okay? We're seeing videos about other things that have no relation to this right here, which is what we need to see every day if this is what we really want, or at least every few days, okay? And hear the name, Sebastian, not attached to drama, not attached to, well, this one got arrested for this, and this one's doing that, and this one wants to do this, and this one probably did that, and but none of that matters to this. None of that is bringing him home because it hasn't yet. And if it hasn't yet, it's not going to in the future. Bringing people in that are giving people drugs to make them confess to something that who? Again, who? And there's no way that law enforcement is going to have somebody in mind as a suspect and say, all right, guys, go ahead, shoot them up. Let's hear what they have to say. Please don't think anybody believes that because it don't work that way. And like in the very beginning when Arctic said it and I said it, the FBI and TBI are not going to put their reputations on the line by bringing somebody in that's going to do something like that. Come on now. They might as well just chuck it in right there if they do something like that and know that they have no credibility left anywhere in Tennessee or anywhere for that matter at that point. If they're going to allow that, which is again why I do not believe that it's going to happen. Okay. And if it does happen, it's done illegally. Understand that. Because it's not something I think that they're going to approve of. Therefore, if somebody goes and does this, that I think is clause or cause for arrest, in my opinion, because once again, you're putting your nose, your hands, and your feet into a case that you have no business being involved in doing stuff like that. Okay. So, hey, Sunflower, good to see you. I agree. Who gives a cease and desist to a real PI and then brings on people with no training or is drama? I got 1,001%, Sunflower. Thank you. So that's, I think we've made our points here today. And I see everybody in the chat is pretty much in unison with what we have stated and what we feel about this. You guys are smart people. And I appreciate each and every one of you for that. Mom and Arctic, is there anything else you want to throw in here before we bring this to a close?
Nope. Share his face, share his name. Say his name if you see him. Snap a picture. Call law enforcement. 1-800-TBI fine. The FBI. The Memphis FBI. You can even call your local 911 if you don't know the number or you don't want to take the time to Google it. They will direct you to the correct law enforcement.
Yes.
And please, they will not reprimand you for calling 911. When we put out billboards with the advocacy group that I work with, we've had detectives require 911 to be put on there. So I know a lot of creators say, don't call 911. But if you call 911, if you see him and you're like, oh shit, that's him, that is one option that you can do quickly, and they will direct you to the correct law enforcement.
Exactly.
Get that tip out.
And
that's the fastest way.
That's exactly what I was going to say. If you spot Sebastian please don't take do take a photograph and you can email it to the TBI, but dial 911. Don't take photos and video and post it to Facebook or
Oh
YouTube.
God, yes.
Don't offer a cake pop to see if you can lure him to you. Say his name. If he responds, sit there, call authorities immediately. 911, the TBI, the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, whoever you can call, but don't post it to YouTube and Facebook, because we've already seen cases where a child who has no bone in this has had his face plastered everywhere, and his family had to fight tooth and nail to try to get those photos taken down. And at the end of the day, if it's not Sebastian, all that does is direct a bunch of attention off of Sebastian's case.
Yep.
So make sure you call law enforcement.
And don't
Right,
call us.
and don't
Don't call
grab
any of
your
us.
selfie stick and make it, obvious. Like if he's in a vehicle, just try to get the license plate.
If anything, yes. Do not try
You
to
know,
approach.
Right. We're
Do
not
try to-
law enforcement.
No, don't. Yeah, 3 things, folks. 1, if you see him or what you think is him, don't try to approach him, because you could put him in danger in that sense, okay? Do not try to approach who he's with. Do not pay attention to those people if he's with somebody. Again, that could be putting him in danger. 2, but most importantly, do not call any of us, because we're not law enforcement. Please do not call any of us. I don't care if it's me, Mom, Arctic, or any other creator. Do not call them. You call 911, period. And they will redirect you where you have to be. End of story. Do not call a YouTuber. Do not call somebody on TikTok. None of that, folks. You call law enforcement, period. Do not try to get a hold of Nick the Hat. Do not try to get a hold of Dog the Bounty Hunter. Do not do any of that stuff. If you have a tip, don't go to those tip lines. Please. It's in fact, let me blow it up a little bit bigger so you can see it. It's right on this poster right here. Oh, maybe. Damn it. I can't see it very well. Of course, 1-800-TBI find is the TBI's number, and the tips go to the TBI dot, what the hell's that? TBI at TBI dot tn.gov. Sorry. If you have a tip, it's you go to there, that website, TBI at tbi.tennessee.gov. Thank you. Sorry. Jesus, I need my glasses today. Anyway, that's what everybody needs to do. That's the best thing to do. If you care about Sebastian and you want to keep him safe in that's all you do, period. What did you say there, PJ? Hold on a minute.
I didn't see what she said either.
I'm trying to see up here. Give me a second. Moni asked what my view was on Idaho venue. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. I think that's probably the best way for the jury to be unbiased, in my opinion, at this point. And I'm going to probably approach that this coming week, because there was a massive doc drop in Idaho that I'm going to cover Monday, probably. Just saying. So we're going to talk about all that then. For those of you that are, hold on one moment.
Yeah, and guys, even PJ, anybody that you guys don't have to be sorry for tagging me, because if you tag me, it turns orange, and that's the quickest way I'm gonna see it. If you're still in here, can you retap what you said? Because I don't see it.
I don't either. I might have disappeared at this point because it was a while back. Sorry, PJ. I don't know where.
When we were talking about that one lady, she brought up the lady that inserted herself into Harmony's case.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't been watching chat, so I apologize if anybody said anything to me.
Thank you,
She
Miss
was just making a point that Crystal was profiting off of Harmony's case, which is why she stopped helping Crystal.
Yeah, Crystal infuriates me. When I did my first map story on Harmony, I had somebody come at me and go, you should probably tell the mom side of the story. And I said, yeah, you give me a couple of days. And she said, I have had law enforcement contact me to see if I've received any tips. So yes, call law enforcement. Absolutely. That's what she said. Perfect. Yeah. Don't if you don't email or call any of us. If you email me, it's going to be days before I see it. I'll be honest with you, because I forget I have an email. after
Right.
covering cases.
And
Yeah.
don't leave it in our comment section either, because I'll tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to screenshot it and I'm going to forward it straight to the TBI. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Thank you again, Mystery. Just like Mystery said there too, call TBI, find FBI or local law enforcement. Tell them where. Don't wait if you see him now. Facts. Don't put it off because you're not sure. Guys, if you're not sure, then you're not sure. But if you're not sure, that delay could be the most important point of the whole time. You can be wrong. It
it's
don't
like,
matter.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, it's like I say all the time. I mean, any tip, no matter how small or insignificant you think it may be, you need to call that shit in, because sometimes it's that one small tip that everyone thinks, oh, surely law enforcement has already explored this, and that's the one that breaks the case wide open.
Amen. That is exactly it right there. You never know. Don't think, well, I can't be the one that does. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. That one tiny little thing could be what breaks this wide open, like he just said. And that is what people are afraid of. And we can't be, guys. That's why we're here. That is exactly what we're here for. I don't care if you think it's not him or, well, no, I don't have my glasses on. I don't give a shit. All they're going to say is, no, it wasn't him, but thank you. Move on to the next. That's it. You're not losing out on nothing. The one thing you are losing out on, though, is the possibility of possibly helping this child be being brought home, guys. That is the one thing you're missing out on or losing out on. So please don't hesitate. Do not approach this child or anybody he may be with, because that will, again, I'm going to stress this again, may put him in danger, and we don't need that, okay? Any
And
tips?
sadly, I'm going to add this too. If you call in a tip, don't mention YouTube.
No, because
Just
they won't.
don't do it.
They don't want to hear it, guys. They don't want to hear it. Just tell them what you need to tell them about this and move on. End of story.
And the only reason I'm not saying that to be ugly or anything, the only reason I'm saying that is because we've seen it in other cases where law enforcement has actually come out and put out statements. Don't send us stuff about YouTube. And then, because somebody's like, hey, I'm a YouTube creator, they're liable to not listen to you, or I watch YouTube, or don't even bring up YouTube. Just put out, I'm at ABC.
YouTube has nothing, right. YouTube has nothing to do with your tip anyway. Okay.
Mhm.
Well,
Your
for
tip is-
one, YouTubers don't have a great reputation in law enforcement's eyes because of the behavior of certain creators that I won't name right now. So the best thing you can do is not let those words slip out of your mouth if you want to be taken seriously.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We're not all like that, guys. I promise you we're not. But there are some of us out here that are. And one bad apple spoils the whole bunch for everybody. And you know that, okay? Just saying. But I know you guys will do the right thing. And I can bet on that you'll do the right thing. And that's all we need to do. That's all we need to do. We need to repeatedly share this here, the name, and nothing more, folks, really. Do the right thing. And if you see something, oh no, that's mom's tag. What I've been saying is stop minding our business, folks, because that's where the problem lies. If you see something that's not right, do the right thing. Make some noise about it. And if you're wrong, guess what? You're wrong. No harm, no foul. But if you don't do that, guess what? You could have been the one that made a difference. And that's what's most important at this point. So again, Arctic, as always, brother, I always appreciate you joining us up here in every aspect. Even when it's comical, I always enjoy it. You've been one of the only people to make me laugh in a long time. I'll put it that way. Mom, you already know. I don't even have to tell you the same thing again and again. These two people here are two of the most amazing people I know, you guys. Two of the most amazing creators I know out here, and advocates for sure for what we do out here. Above me 100%. I have to say that. And I really appreciate everything they do and continue to do. If you haven't checked out their channels yet, please do. There's a lot of things over there that need to be viewed. I'll put it that way. They definitely need to be viewed. I'm just saying, thank you again for that, Mom. Again, guys, one more time for those of you that don't know this. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is 15 years old, 5'5", 120 pounds. The day that he went missing, which was February 26th of 2024, he had in a long black sleeve shirt, black sweatpants with a white stripe on the side from Hendersonville, Tennessee. He went missing from. He's an autistic child. If you see him, say his name. See if he looks at you. Do not approach him, please. He will answer you. Tips go to 1-800-TBI-FIND if you have that happen. Thank you. And thank you again, Mom, for that. Other than that, guys, you're all very amazing. And Mind of Monsters also dropped that link right there. That is the
that link will take you straight to the flyer that Dago's sharing.
Yeah.
If you're on a mobile device or something, it's going to take you to. That's the direct link. That's the most updated, legally put out flyer in his case.
And you guys can share that flyer out throughout all your social media accounts that you have. If you want to print it out, do whatever you're going to do. Please show it. If nothing else, just show it. That's it. Thank you, SRB. I appreciate that very much. Other than that, folks, I hope you all have an amazing day. Again, one more time, Arctic and Mom, thank you very much for joining me today. It's always an honor, and it's always an amazing conversation. I cannot ever say that more. I hope you both have an amazing rest of your day. I will be in contact with you, I'm sure, in touch with you, and I will hopefully see you both soon. Thank you again very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care, both of you. Everybody in chat, one more time, I appreciate every bit of what you guys do for this channel and all the other channels you support. When we talk about these things, guys, if we could all light this chat up one more time for today with those green hearts to show Sebastian that we do care and that we're looking for him and that we want to see him come home safe, guys. If we could, I would really, really, really appreciate that, because I know you all can do it. And guys, one more time, if you could share this out throughout your social media accounts, please do that. Please remember, it's about him and nothing more, nothing less but him. Okay? You guys are amazing people in here. I appreciate you so very much, guys. Please don't forget to love yourselves, love each other, and don't change a damn thing about yourselves, because you are the most amazing people. And the reason why I do what I do, because you guys care. And I love you all so very much. And I will see you very, very soon. Good night. God bless and Godspeed. Bye-bye.
Digging deep in the data, facts sharp as a knife. With every single story, he's fighting for a life. A voice for the voiceless. He won't stay quiet. Daniel's got the fire igniting the fight. True crime revelations shining through the night. With every victim story, he pulls at the strings. A hero in the darkness, hear the truth he brings. Streaming loud and clear, cracking cases, open hearts filled with fear. These channels are beacon in a world gone wrong. He guides us through the chaos, a soldier so strong. The clicks and the likes, they follow his lead. With every new case, he plants a new seed. Sharing their stories, giving hope where it fades. Daniel's a warrior through the trials he waits. In a world of silence, he shouts out their names. Daniel's got the fire igniting the fight. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every victim story, he pulls at the strings. A hero in the darkness, hear the truth he brings. From the shadows you rise, are streaming loud and clear. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every victim story, he pulls at the strings. A hero in the darkness, hear the truth he brings. Truth out, answering the call. For every soul forgotten, he's here to stand tall. Daniel the genuine, will always give it his all. Daniel's got the fire igniting the fight. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every victim story, he pulls at the